It is the most unnerving thing on earth.
Yeah.
It's like he's a robot and somebody just taught him how to laugh yesterday.
Right. Bro.
That's exactly how he laughs. It's like, yo, who taught this dude how to laugh?
Have you ever seen him on the roast where he does a Comedy Central roast? Yeah. I'm like, it made me uncomfortable watching him laugh like that. I was like, are you 7 years old, dude? But please don't kill me.
Amy Schumer's a lecherous whore.
And he's like literally slapping his knee for like 15 minutes.
Dude,
Wow.
when you listen to the interview with him on Joe Rogan's podcast, probably the most unnerving thing he said was, "So what do you call it when you have an erection?"
Oh yeah.
In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Ni hao.
Oh, wow.
Oh.
Ni hao.
cultured.
Oh, thank God we're Asian.
I know.
But it's an
We
audio.
can't-
Yeah,
you
for
can't get
reals.
away with that.
say
Pat.
it. Yeah.
I try it.
I dare you right now. How fucking dare you right now?
That was rude, dude.
You just said fuck you in Mandarin, dude.
Yeah. Wow. You think that's what our language is? This is ridiculous.
Bro. Fuck you.
Do you know any Mandarin?
I know what you said at the beginning.
Say your middle name.
What'd I say?
You said dogs are brown.
Wow, that's
That's
pretty
what
good.
you said, yeah.
How do you say your middle name? Like the dope way.
The dope way. The
Yes.
real way.
The real way.
See, that's the thing. It's like I can't even say my name the
Bro,
real way.
shut up and say your name.
You're like, quit stalling, you stupid bitch. It's Xiaorong.
Yeah.
Xiaorong.
Xiaorong.
Xiaorong for that one.
Xiaorong for that.
Yeah, I like
Yeah,
that.
my middle name's pretty cool. What's your middle name? We already been done this. We
Tomas.
We already
Man.
been done this. It's
What's your middle
Tomas,
name,
brother?
What's your Korean ass middle name?
It's my actual Korean name. Inguk.
What?
Inuk?
Inguk.
Oh, dude, you're joking.
It is.
Your middle name is Inguk?
Yeah.
No.
Like gook.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
The racial slur for Koreans.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Wow.
So you might be the gookiest man I've ever met in my
So
life.
my brother's
Gotta be.
name is Pyeongguk. My name is Inguk. My cousin's name is Honguk.
Oh.
Their kid's name is Choguk and then Hanguk.
What does geiseki mean?
Huh? Kezeki?
Yeah.
Keseki?
Well, gayseki means gay baby.
Geseki?
Kezeki means bitch. It means
Kezeki,
like
yeah.
it means like son of a dog or child of a dog. Kezeki.
Geiseki.
Yeah, I remember what Shiba Keseki? Isn't that
Shiba
what?
Seki means like you fucking bitch.
Okay. Yeah, I
Damn,
used to
this
hear
guy
that.
speaks
I
better
used to
Korean
hear
than I do.
in high school all the time. I'd hear like Shiba Keseki, and I'd be like, what? And then somebody told me that means fucking
Culture,
bitch.
dude.
And I was like, yeah.
Cultured.
And then does Sajama mean something or something?
Which one?
Sajama or some shit?
That sounds like something, but I don't know what it is.
Someone
sounds
told me
like-
it means orgy, but I'm not sure. Sajama?
I don't know the word for orgy, so it could be it.
Okay, I don't know.
Yeah, I just know the word
Wait,
for
Sajama?
what kind of Koreans you hanging out with?
The
dude?
right ones, baby.
The orgy having
The
ones.
right ones.
Chamji is
Yeah, Koreans
pussy.
love orgies,
Tanji?
Chamji.
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 Yeah, chamji. Or you want to talk about private parts? You say koshigi, which is like a
Koshigi.
private part.
Or
It's so musical.
Pakajong.
I like how musical
I
like
fucking
the
hate you.
words are, you know? It's super musical.
Japanese and Korean is very phonetic.
Yeah.
There's no tones, right? So when you listen to Vietnamese, Chinese, or any type of Chinese language, whether it's Mandarin, Taiwanese Mandarin, or Cantonese, it's all fucking tones.
Yeah.
So it's kind of hard.
It's very sing-songy.
It's actually really easy to learn to speak the language, but it's hard to pronounce it, right? So there's a lot of generalities in the language. I only know this because I try to learn Vietnamese. So there's like words, there's formal and informal, which is the hard part, right? And then depending on who you say it and how old they are, you have to say it differently. That's the
really?
annoying part.
Depending how old they are?
Yeah.
Oh, so it's like formal and
Exactly. There's
informal.
formal, there's informal, there's like,
Ustedes, you know, like kind of like that.
Boosted.
yeah, you know, shit like that, right?
Yeah,
You know,
haunted
dude.
house.
But there's like-
boosted. Voodoo status.
But English is very hard to learn because it's too particular and very specific. So like in like, I don't know, like in any Asian language, right? It could be a word for that, this, that thing over there, blah, 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 blah. Anything in general that points at an object over there is one word. There's no that, this, there, then,
I
that.
see,
None
see,
of that
see.
shit.
Oh,
There's
it's
one
just
word
one.
for it. So that's why the language is easy to learn. But languages like, you know, Spanish and English is a lot, or like, what's it called? Anglo-Saxon languages. They're very particular in how you say those things.
Yeah, that
They don't
is
have
true.
Yeah.
Because Like,
There's a linguist right now that hates me. They're just completely wrong.
yeah, sure. Because even like understanding what like prepositions were and like understanding grammar.
I don't even know what a preposition is.
That shit is hard, bro.
I don't
it doesn't really stick with you because you don't really need to like kind of know that unless you major in English.
All I remember is School of Rock, and that's basically
Yeah.
conjunction function. I don't even remember.
Yeah,
Conjunction, function. What's your function?
No,
Yeah, see, that was it.
junction. What's your function?
I'm just a bill. I'm just a bill. And I'm sitting on Capitol Hill.
I never saw that until I was in like 7th or 8th grade.
That fool was like one step away from shooting himself in the paper.
Yeah,
in the paper
he
face.
was sad.
That's
as fuck.
the only thing I remember is the bill part. I don't remember anything else from that video.
The top favorite kid shows.
Top favorite kid shows.
Sesame Street is one for sure for me.
So like really young.
Like super young.
Okay.
Sesame Street
Sesame
was
Street.
up there.
Sesame Street was dope.
And Reading Rainbow.
Reading Rainbow, dude.
I only saw Reading Rainbow in school for some reason. Like when the teacher would play like videotapes. That's
Remember
when I saw it.
Wishbone? You remember Wishbone?
I
What's
do
the
remember
story,
Wishbone,
dude?
bro. I always tell people about Wishbone. Everyone's like,
Nobody
what the
knows
fuck
what
is
the fuck
Wishbone?
Wishbone is.
Dog,
I'm
he
like,
would be
fuck
solving
you.
mysteries, dude.
I know, dude, because there was
He had
like
a hat and shit.
I used to go to this coffee shop in Sierra Madre, and like literally it had the lighting of Wishbone. And I was always like, I always described it like that. I was like, that place literally feels like I'm in an episode of Wishbone. People are like, what the fuck is Wishbone? And I'm like, get the fuck out of my face.
And this is why he always punches people in the face. Because it's something as simple as a story of Wishbone. And he just cracks him in the face.
Without
I'm like,
explanation,
bro, how
too.
do you guys not remember Wishbone? But I'm so happy that you guys know it.
Yeah, the Jack Russell Terrier.
Yeah. Jack Russell Terrier. And he talked and shit.
Wishbone was great.
That,
He
it
went
had
back
that
in time.
soft
He went
white
back-
lighting, like that gauze lighting, that
Yeah,
like soap
yeah,
opera
yeah.
lighting.
What's
General
the story, Wishbone? Isn't Bennett in a book? Bennett is in the look.
Yeah.
What's the story, Wishbone? Did the Bennett
Oh, sing it.
Had a piece of chocolate, now he died.
Bang.
Oh.
Boom.
That's how the series ended. That was the
That's your
series finale.
style. Yeah,
he
he
went
died.
black like the Sopranos.
That's right. He had a
People don't
Hershey
know that,
kiss and he had
actually.
a heart attack and he died.
R.I.P.
And then it was Wishbones.
Yeah.
And he was dead.
He was dead.
That's exactly. But Reading Rainbow was one of my favorite shows.
LeVar.
And also Sesame Street.
Sesame Street was dope.
They had the green homeless man, the
yeah.
large pigeon, and then the
Oscar.
brown
Oscar the
carpet. That what was that?
Who's the brown
The
carpet?
you talking about
Snuffleupagus. Yes.
Snuffleupagus. I like the Muppets. Did you watch the Muppets?
No,
I
did
did.
not.
I fucked with the Muppets a little
Muppets
bit.
are pretty cool.
Yeah.
That's
Kermit
about
the Frog.
it. I don't.
Power Rangers. I was heavy on
Power Rangers.
Dude,
that was the daily for me.
the guitar. The
Yeah, dude.
like that sick fucking
get
riff.
fucking
Like,
amped.
"Yeah, I'm trying to do some smack.
When
Yeah,
they do
that
the
was sick.
montage where they're morphing.
Did you guys ever figure out how odd it was that every person on that show, based on their ethnicity, was the color of their Power Ranger?
I didn't even notice that.
I didn't realize
Black-
that until I got older.
The Black Ranger was
the
blue.
black guy?
Was the black guy? Was the blue guy because he was really sad. he was the black
like
guy.
racial injustice. I'm blue.
The
Damn.
Yellow Ranger was the Asian girl
Chinese.
Oh, I
She
didn't
actually
know that.
passed away. Did you know that?
in a car accident.
I had no idea.
Yeah.
Damn.
I was making
She
all
didn't
these
activate
jokes
her
and
powers
shit.
fast enough.
Oh.
First of all, it's not too soon. She passed away quite a while ago.
Oh.
Go Power Rangers.
I'm about to pull a pad and say, I didn't know you two were lesbian.
Hey, whoa, hey.
Yeah, that's a past podcast. Check that episode out.
Yeah. Check that episode. Reference that one before you watch this one. Thank you.
But what I'm saying is, and the Red Ranger was a redneck. So there you go.
Nah, he
wow.
was like wasn't he like a Mexican or something? He was like mixed.
A Mexican. What's a Mexican? Wasn't he Mexican?
Hey, don't flip this on me, dude.
Yeah. What's a Mexican?
What is that?
Can I phone a friend about that
Hey,
one?
hey,
A Mexican
hey.
is
Hey, Regis just passed away.
Oh, dude, how come no one talked about that? Regis Philbin?
He was dope too.
He was dope.
Regis Philbin.
Yeah.
Philbin.
Philbin or
Philbin.
Philbin?
Philbin.
He'd be
Philbin.
filming all kinds of shit.
Let's do this for an hour.
The more
Yeah,
you say
go.
it, the less sure I am. I hate that
I
shit.
think it was.
It's
Yeah, now
Philbin.
I don't even know.
I think there's a B in there somewhere.
Yeah, yeah.
It's
There's a
Philbin, not
B
Philbin.
for verga.
Who was his first? Who was his first co-host? It
It
He
wasn't
didn't
Kelly
have a
Ripa.
co-host.
No, it wasn't
Oh.
Kelly Ripa. It was the.
Kelly Ripa.
She was the alcoholic.
Sounds
They
like
always
a
make fun of
rapper,
her.
dude.
It
Kelly
was like
Ripa.
before Kelly
Busta
Ripa.
Rhymes featuring Kelly Ripa.
It was Regis and fuck, dude.
I think
Regis and Kelly,
Yeah.
which is
Kelly?
Kelly Ripa.
No, but it was before. It was before.
I got his ass right there.
Yeah,
Kelly
you got me.
Ripa.
Yeah, you got me.
I got him.
Kelly Ripa.
She does a show with I don't know. They
What
always
was
make
that
fun of her
show
for being
about?
alcoholic. They would
was just
interview
like-
people.
I saw-
you know.
I saw-
Super
young-
mundane shit, right?
I saw a young photo of Regis Philbin.
He's a dime piece, huh?
No, he looked 80 when he was 20.
So he's
Oh,
like Morgan
man.
Freeman.
That's
Yeah.
sad.
You see an old picture of Morgan Freeman? He
Still
looks
as old as
45.
fuck. Yeah.
But Morgan Freeman looks like he was fucking like the whole time, you know? But like
That dude
Regis,
be fucking
Regis looked
everybody.
like he was struggling a little bit.
When
like,
I was in the pussy, it was fantastic.
That fool got me too. People don't talk about that.
oh, he did.
Morgan
Yeah.
Freeman got me too?
There was
But he apologized, and then it was like.
Did he
it was all
apologize?
good. Yeah.
Oh, I thought you said somebody raped him.
No, he
No,
like got accused.
He got accused of some shit.
I don't know
saying
what he
some
did.
off-color jokes. I was with you when we were reading that. We were at Costum Pie.
I don't listen to you ever though, but what happened? What happened?
He just was saying like, I guess
I
he
don't
made
remember.
he made a comment about a pregnant lady. It was like one. This is one of them. There was like multiple ones, but he
A
made
man put that inside you.
No, he's like, you looking ripe. He said some shit like that.
That's hilarious.
Well, you know, come on, it's semantics, whatever. What are you gonna do? But you complained about him.
He
But
talked
there-
about her like she's a fruit. That's
Yeah, yeah.
hilarious.
There was
You
some other
looking
stuff he
ripe.
got in trouble for, but he was just like, I'm sorry, and then they were like, all right, it's all good, and then he's good.
Yeah, he's
Well, because he
he's too
didn't
cool.
touch them, and I think
Yeah.
he just said some off-colored stuff because back in the day,
He could say that
guys
shit.
just said shit like that, and it was considered okay.
Yeah, it was just who
Yeah.
knows? I mean, who knows the context too? I mean,
It's Morgan Freeman, bro. He's gonna be fine. He'd be all right. No one's getting mad at that guy.
Shawshank Redemption.
Yeah, dude. He has
that
the
movie's the shit.
he has the most soothing voice of all time.
Yeah, he
March of the
does.
Penguins.
He's like the black Monopoly dude. You know what I mean? Like I feel like if the Monopoly dude was black, it would be Morgan Freeman.
Well, God
He
got
has a
him.
monocle and shit.
I don't know why. I just
God
feel
already
that.
got him, dude. He has like 4,000 freckles and bumps on his face. You
You
could
say
read.
gonorrhea got him? Is that
No,
what
I said God
Yeah,
got him.
that's what gonorrhea
gonorrhea
does to you.
too, yeah.
Puts
gonorrhea
freckles on your face and
did him
bumps.
nasty.
Yeah,
my,
dude.
my man has braille on his face now. It's just
Yeah.
nuts.
It got worse as he got older, huh?
I know.
What is that? What is that about?
I don't know. It's some kind of disease. I think so.
Cool. We're doctors, by the way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's half rock.
You know what? You know how people write in.
rock.
You know how people write in their like their questions about like their life and that they go through on this podcast. So you should send us your health problems, like oh, I have these symptoms, and then we'll try to like guess it on air. What do
Easy.
you think?
AIDS. Next question.
Hey,
It's always gonna be
bro, that's the
AIDS.
same shit WebMD says for anything you look
I
up.
can't go
You
on
got
WebMD.
cancer.
Hey, I scraped my knee. Hey, guess what? You have AIDS.
Now
Wow.
it's you have coronavirus. Oh, you're
And AIDS.
Yeah. You got a runny nose, coronavirus.
Yeah.
You have allergies from all the fires in the area, coronavirus.
Remember when Corona started and everybody was freaked out about their groceries, so they would leave it out on their porch for 3 hours?
Oh, so like
Is
the
that what
UV
people
lights
did?
could kill it?
Yeah, so there was a video. I don't think it was Fauci, but it was another epidemiologist, right?
Oh, that was nice. You said that really nice.
Yeah, I always stutter
I
on
just
that.
flowed.
Epidemiologist.
Yeah, it was another epidemiologist.
Oh wow.
I was born in Shawshank. That he did a whole video talking about how long the virus will last on a surface, and so that number changed so much. It went from a couple of hours to a few more hours to a few days to like a couple of weeks. But this jackass. I was gonna say mother. So I was gonna call him a jackfruit for some reason.
This fucking jackfruit motherfucker.
Yeah, but this jackfruit eating motherfucker said that you should leave your groceries out there for like 3 days. I was like, who the
dog.
fuck is gonna leave their groceries outside for 3 days and not have it stolen?
I'll risk
Yeah.
Have
coronavirus.
it rot.
Or yeah, it's gonna go bad.
It was the most ridiculous shit that he was suggesting people do, but people were doing it because I remember when I was walking around Pasadena, I just saw people's groceries outside of the door.
And you're like, why are they doing that?
And like I could use some gummy bears.
I didn't pay for my groceries for a whole month. It was
Dude
nice.
steals groceries.
Celery. I like celery.
It was look at this, it's Halloween. Don't mind if I do.
Like the drinking bleach thing. Do you think people really drank bleach?
Yeah,
when-
some people did.
when
That's tight.
President Trump
Bro,
said that?
before that even happened, people were just eating Tide Pods. Do you remember that?
Yeah, do you remember that? It was
Like,
a craze.
There wasn't even coronavirus. It was just like,
was
hey,
just because-
let's just
Yeah.
eat Tide
That
Pods.
actually is the cause of coronavirus.
It was like a Vine challenge or something like that. People
That's
were
so
doing that shit on
stupid.
Vine.
What the fuck is that, bro?
I don't know. I
You
don't
know how
think.
expensive Tide Pods are? They're pretty
They're
expensive.
pricey.
Oh,
Yeah.
did you get the Costco one though?
No.
Dog, the Costco detergent ones, number one, smell way better than the Tide Pods.
This is
and
how you
they're
know
way
we're
cheaper.
old as fuck.
Bro.
This is what we talk about. We talk about last time we ate together. We sat down and we talked for 40 minutes about groceries. Mm-hmm. We're like, oh, we got to go through this site. This is how old we fucking are. This is what we talk about.
And how did I change your life? I changed
you
your
changed
fucking
it
life.
Yeah.
for the better.
Groceries are
Once
dope,
again.
bro.
Hell yeah.
Hey, yo, this is a hot take right now. This is gonna be a super hot take. I might get canceled for it, but groceries, they're pretty,
pretty
dope.
fucking
They're
dope,
fucking
man.
dope, dude. Hey, man, I like
When
them.
I found those Kirkland Tide Pods, I found out they were way less. They were way
Dog, do
less
you work
expensive.
for Costco or something?
I know,
Hey,
for real.
I'm
This
like,
guy, he's
I'm
like, their
Alex in
bone
Target.
broth is really good. It's yeah.
The acai that they had there is fucking amazing.
Oh, yeah?
Yep,
Oh,
I'm gonna get
delicious.
I do like acai.
Their meat is the fucking best.
It
Wow.
is. It is.
And by the way, Dino Nuggets. If you want to be a good father, get yourself a nice Costco box of Dino Nuggets.
Yeah.
Delicious. I actually had it before I came here. Compliments to the chef.
You're like, every time you eat one, you're like, thanks, Dad.
It's so fucking good. It's a huge, it's like a box that'll last you maybe 2 months, and it's $13.
Jesus.
Yo, chicken bakes. You remember chicken bakes?
Chicken bakes, fire.
Come on.
What are
dog.
the? I don't know what chicken bakes
You
are.
never had chicken bakes?
I don't know what that is.
What the fuck? Do you know happiness? How do you
Yeah,
not know what
dude.
chicken bake?
What is a chicken bake?
It's just like what is it, like a puff pastry? It's not a puff pastry.
No, it's the
pot
same
pie?
dough that they use for their pizza.
Oh, okay. So it's pretty much a hot pocket, but just way better.
With chicken.
With chicken, cheese, broccoli, all that other stuff.
Like
That does
bacon.
sound nice.
They got a little bit of ranch in it.
Also,
They
the
put ranch
bacon.
in it.
The
yeah,
bacon.
dog.
This podcast is brought to you by Bartleby Learn. Listen, if you are out there right now and you're a student, you need to get this. How many of y'all need help with your homework and there is no one to be found? How many of you are parents that are dumb as rocks and you know for a fact that when your kids ask you for help on their homework, you're shit out of luck? This is where Bartleby Learn comes in. This is a monthly homework help subscription service for just $9.99 a month that is a godsend for students. With Bartleby, you get millions of step-by-step textbook solutions, 30 homework questions per month, a subject matter expert with advanced degrees to help provide support day or night, and a searchable database of solutions to homework questions asked by students. You also get homework help in more than 30 subjects, including business, science, math, and engineering, and receive a detailed explanation to your questions within 1 hour. For my Genius Brain listeners, I got a deal to get you started. Get 10 free homework questions for 30 days and sign up by just going to getbartleby.com/brain. That's BARTLEBY.com/brain to get this offer today. Response times may vary by subject and question.
They put bacon in it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Wow. I
put
never
it
knew
on
that.
chicken bakes, yo.
Delicious.
And the whole time you're eating, you're just like, that's the whole time you're eating because it's just so hot. You're just,
The whole fucking time, dude. I can't believe you never had a chicken bake
I've never
before.
even heard of chicken bakes.
Did you ever go to the Costco food court area?
I've been.
have you ever been to a Costco?
I've been in Costco like once in my life, and I don't know. I honestly don't know how I got in. I think I snuck in. I have the
just walked
memory
on
of trying samples. Don't remember how I got past the security.
Bro.
More intense than the fucking border, bro.
Costco food is fucking cheap too, by the way. You can get a hot dog and a drink. I'm talking a thick ass Polish fucking BBC hot dog.
BBC.
Wait, what does BBC stand for?
Big black cock.
Okay, cool.
BBC hot dog for $1.50 for that and a large drink.
Wow. See, but doesn't that make you wonder? Like, how are they doing this so cheap?
Because they make it.
Dude, you put BBC in anything, I'm in, bro. I'll
It's
click on
the,
it.
What are they making it in
It's
the
the hot
back?
dog that they sell at the store.
So some dude in the back is making it right there.
Right there.
He's making the mold of his dick, which is the hot dog, and
Bro.
then he cranks it out.
Yeah, so it's
That is
all their
crazy.
own stuff. They're not sourcing out anything.
They make like Kirkland the vodka. They make shirts too. If
Do
you
they?
make
Yeah,
t-shirts,
they do, huh?
you can't make vodka.
Bro,
How fucking dare you?
isn't it
No,
their
you're
meat
lame.
branded Kirkland too? Their meat is like their meat.
Oh, they said mink.
Well, I don't
like
know if it's
they're making mink.
Kirkland meat, but they have like their own stuff. Like their meat is their shit.
They have like bone broth. I heard their bone broth is very good.
It's fantastic.
It's probably the best bone broth for the value on the market.
Bro, they make everything.
Yeah.
Who are these people?
So
I don't know.
Kirkland is a city out
James
in
Kirkland.
Seattle, Washington, I think.
Oh, is that what it is?
It's like Kirkland, Washington, or some shit like that. Yeah, it's this Christian dude just wanting to help people out and convert people to Christianity.
He's like, drink my vodka now.
now.
yeah. Wow.
Yeah,
All
dude.
their stuff is the best. Their fruit is the best. Their produce is the shit.
Their
meat-
watermelon.
They're gonna take
dude.
over the world, but that's the Illuminati right there.
Oh.
The Illuminati is Kirkland, bro, because they're making too many fucking things that don't make sense. How are you gonna have a factory that makes shirts and vodka? Like, come on, bro, that's weird.
Shirts, vodka,
And
shoes, pens, pencils, anything you could think of, they
Meat.
make.
But he gets it for a very affordable price.
How do you do that? How do you do everything?
I think what I read online was that they actually don't make profit off of their stuff. They make profit off of the membership. So you get a Costco membership for whatever, $99 for a whole year. That's where the profits come in. Yeah.
They're like a cooler version of Amazon. Well, like they were
Ethical
Amazon
version
before.
of Amazon.
Yeah, because that dude.
Kirkland, bro.
Costco employees too actually make a good, decent living. Like
Really?
their minimum pay is super fucking high. So my best friend worked at a Costco during college, and he was working there part time, and he was making fucking good ass money, dude.
Wow.
Yeah. I remember I
get a job at Costco. I heard it's very hard to get in, huh?
Yeah, it's actually not that easy to get that job because they want some top tier ass workers.
Crazy.
Yeah. So
You got to be dedicated to the game, bro.
I remember my buddy used to work there, and then at the time I stopped talking to my parents, so I got kicked out of their house. So I had to live with him at his apartment out in Davis while he was going to college. And this one time, because I just started getting the cooking at the time, I was like, hey, bro, just like a housewife from like the 1960s. I said, hey, I'm going to make dinner. Make sure you come back home on time because the food's going to be ready. And this motherfucker came 3 hours late. And his food was cold. I was pissed.
What did you make for him?
Huh?
What'd you
I
make?
made a delicious tilapia.
Wow.
And a rice pilaf.
He said tilapia. He's like, I'm gonna be late. he said
I made
tilapia.
a tilapia because at the time he was trying to be healthy. I made a tilapia and a rice pilaf and a vegetable medley.
Wow.
And it was 3 hours late. I had one dim light bulb above my head with my legs crossed like this. And I said, well, I hope it was worth it. When he gave it, he was like,
Your food's in the oven.
and he was like, my bad, bro. I came super late. I was like, yeah, well, guess what? You're not having dinner. I took his plate and I threw it in the garbage can.
Nice.
You showed him who's boss.
And then I sucked his dick.
Like, well, you're a great housewife, dude.
Yeah. I like that. That's dope. I appreciate that you said vegetable medley.
Yes.
I
It's
like
not
that.
just one vegetable. It was a medley of
It was
Pepsi
a-
cans. Is that a vegetable medley?
We got an assortment of Pepsi cans here. It's just like 2 cans of Pepsi.
Yeah. There's an assortment of Pepsi flavors. There's one Pepsi, Nick. There's only one Pepsi, you stupid son of a bitch.
Nick is the worst vlogger I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah.
Dude,
I
vlogging is hard, bro.
Nick talks like this, and then when he starts vlogging, he's like, "Hey guys, so now we're in the room and we're talking, and we got China
And
balls."
I talk in a cadence like this, and I keep talking about like this. That's my vlog voice. Vlogging is hard. I don't know how people do this for a living.
Did you have a fucking ex-girlfriend that started vlogging?
Yeah, I hated it.
That's actually why we broke up. Yes.
Well, I thought it was so annoying, but I was like with her, so I was like, "All right, you gotta support people."
Is it
and
because
shit.
she was bad at it?
I mean, no. Technically, she was like, if we're gonna go break down the craft of it, she was doing
killing
it
it.
right. I mean, it's just kind of like we'd be sitting here like this, and then she'd be like, "Now I'm gonna make pancakes," and I'd be like, "What?" And also for who?
Who are you talking to?
Yeah, what is this?
Dude, one of the most, I don't say the most fucked up thing I've ever did, but sometimes, when we're friends here, right? And we rag on each other.
Yeah.
But sometimes I forget that I have to be mindful of who I do it to. So a buddy of mine, he was on
Can I say something real quick?
Yeah.
David always has a story about how he is himself around like friends or other people, and he always offends them just by being him.
And he's usually there to witness it.
I'm like, yo, stop, dude.
Like, yo, cut the shit out. Stop staring at him like that.
Chill.
He's usually there to witness it too. So when the Instagram Live option started coming on, so when Instagram Live came out, it was made for people who are influencers, people who follow them, right? So one of my friends decides to go on Instagram Live, and I just happen to be on at night, right? And he has like 60 followers. And he goes up and he's like, hey, what's up, guys? So I'm just going to start making dinner right now. And I went on. I said, turn this shit off. You're embarrassing yourself. And then he gets right off and he texts me. He goes, hey, bro, I'm just trying to fucking start some new shit. And I was like, bro, you have like 60 followers. I'm one of them.
Yeah.
Who's guys?
Yeah.
Question mark. He hasn't talked to me since. He was pissed.
Wow.
I think I hurt his pride or something.
How long
he
ago
definitely
was
hurt his
that?
feelings.
Oh, this is a few years back. It was when Instagram Live just started. So, and at the
hasn't
time,
talked to you.
Instagram Live was so weird.
Instagram, yeah,
It was weird that even influencers didn't want to do it.
It's so odd,
I
dude.
still feel like it's weird. I
hate
feel
it.
like there's like very few amount of people that could do it really, really well.
I hate it when I'm like trying to click on something and somebody fucking just started live, and
then
I
you
hit it, and
accidentally
then you're
press
in,
it.
and you're like, no, I don't
Oh,
want this.
shit.
But they see you as a Patrick Curley joined, and now they're
and
out.
they go, hey, what's up, Pat?
and you're like,
and you're
I
out.
gotta be
Yeah,
in
yeah,
here
yeah.
for fucking a minute and act like I wanted to see, and be like, hey, dude, and then I'm out. It's a whole bunch of what the fuck is this?
So
bro?
the purpose of Instagram Live is to connect with your followers and like,
100%,
and talk
yeah.
to them, right?
fuck up, dude.
That's what it is, right? That's what it is.
the timing of the roast was excellent.
The purpose of Instagram Live is to connect with your followers and have a good
And to
time
create
with
a
your buddies.
following and more one-on-one time with your followers.
Show me
I'm sorry, I
the
love
projector's
you.
about to pop up.
I really do love you, dude.
Hey, dude, no, I want you guys to shit on me. This is how it always is, dude. Right?
Crickets.
Wait, don't you guys do this with your friends?
All the time. I want you to go on Instagram Live so I could just write to you
yeah,
too.
you should. Please go on Instagram.
I'm gonna go on
I'll join
Instagram
it.
Live.
I'll join
Stop
it.
embarrassing yourself. Turn this off.
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna start going Instagram Live now. So if I go on Instagram Live, you know why? Because I want David to publicly.
But it's a good way to connect
humiliate
with.
me.
But fans really do enjoy it because that's like the most personal interaction that they can
How many
get.
times do you do Instagram Live?
I've probably done it about 10 times my whole life.
Do you like it?
I want to say I dislike it, but it's definitely there for what it is, right? So if I have a moment where I'm like, yeah, I should probably thank these people for supporting me, then I'll do it. But it's hard. Like I'm not very good at it like other people. I see other people on their Instagram Live, they're just talking out the butthole. Is that a phrase?
Yeah, that's a phrase.
It could be.
They're just
It's
talking
more
out.
specific.
Thank
But
you. All right, they're just talking out
But
the
it works.
colon, dude. It's fucking nuts.
yeah.
They're out the sphincter,
The
baby.
small intestine.
I feel like it's good probably for like long drives if you have like a long commute and you just
Oh,
throw
yeah.
that on. You just feel like you're having a conversation with
The
people.
majority of the time when I do Instagram Live is if I hook it up to the car mount and I don't look at it and I just talk.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Seems kind of dangerous, but whatever.
But I said I don't look at it.
Yeah, no,
I'm
it seems
looking
kinda dangerous
forward.
anyway.
I don't look at it. I look forward. You know what's dangerous? Driving a Miata that has one wheel. Yeah.
Hey man,
Your
this guy-
glaucoma ass fucking headlights that sees nothing at night.
Okay,
Wow.
do I almost die every time I drive in that car? Yes. And that's all I'll say about it.
Yeah.
Because that car is very small, and if someone on a bike hits me, I'm in danger.
Yep.
So
It's
fuck you.
terrible.
Not all of us can have a 4Runner.
I actually
okay?
reparked his car for him outside by lifting it with my bare hands.
He just moved it. He just pushed it over.
It's like, excuse me.
He just kicked it. Yeah, dude, my car's
Mike
fine.
Tyson, baby!
Oh,
Who cannot wait for Mike Tyson to go ahead and start socking people out?
dude, I'm so excited.
Mike Tyson's scary as fuck.
Mike
Have you heard
Tyson?
Mike Tyson
Tyson?
laugh? It
Mike
is the
Tyson.
most unnerving thing on earth.
Yeah, yeah.
It's like he's a robot and somebody just taught him how to laugh yesterday.
Right. Bro.
That's exactly how he laughs. It's like, yo, who taught this dude how to laugh?
Have you ever seen him on the roast where he does a Comedy Central roast? Yeah. I'm like, it made me uncomfortable watching him laugh like that. I was like, are you 7 years old, dude? But please don't kill me.
Amy Schumer's the electric whore.
And he's like literally slapping his knee for like 15 minutes.
Dude,
Wow.
when you listen to the interview with him on Joe Rogan's podcast, probably the most unnerving thing he said was, "So what do you call it when you have an erection?"
Oh
What
yeah.
is some shit
yeah,
like
he was like, so what? Yeah, he said something about like, what do you call it when you get an erection when you're gonna hurt somebody? And somebody was like, Joe Rogan was like, I guess like you're excited or something.
It's called a murder boner.
It's like,
That's
when
what
you
Joe
say that,
Rogan
it's like-
should have said.
And he was like, yeah,
He really said that?
yeah.
He legit
He said he
said
gets
that.
boners.
He
from
said he
his
gets
boners.
boners.
Thinking about hurting people.
How do you feel like the matchup between
Crazy.
him and Roy Jones Jr. is going to be?
I think Roy Jones Jr. gets punched once, it's lights out.
I kind of think that's what's gonna happen too. I don't know if it'll happen right off the bat, but I think Tyson's gonna beat him.
Especially the way Tyson is moving right now at
Yeah.
that age is really weird.
And
Yeah.
How do you move like that?
He moves so good, and also too, Roy Jones. When was his last fight? Like 2 years ago, right?
Yeah, it wasn't that long ago.
And so he's been fighting. So he's been sustaining head trauma still.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well into his.
and he
his
got like
years.
shut out too.
Tyson hasn't fought in what, a long time. I mean, yeah, he's older, but that's a long layoff from that trauma. So
Yeah.
he'll have, I think, more of a chin.
He feels like fresher probably.
Yeah,
I
exactly.
almost got a chance to go and see Mike Tyson train.
Nobody in the
you
history
do that?
of ever has called him Michael.
I almost said Michael Jordan because there's a picture of Michael Jordan. I was
It's
looking
like,
at
yeah, I
that.
went to go see Michael Tyson.
Tyson?
Yeah.
Tyson?
Michael Tyson.
I almost
why'd
got a
you
chance.
go?
Well, because fucking, you know Gianni, right? Gianni.
Yes.
So he hit me up and he goes, hey man, you want to play kickball on Thursday? I say, fuck no, dude. I'm not going to play kickball.
I have never
Right?
been invited to play kickball
Exactly.
as an adult.
And then he goes, like the following week, he goes, hey, you want to play kickball in Calabasas? I was like, double fuck no. I was like, fuck no.
Then he forgot to mention that Mike Tyson was there.
Then I see him that same day. He invited me to go, and I said fuck no, which I still stand by. He's at Mike Tyson's like house, his garage gym or whatever the fuck, and he's hitting the bag and he's taking a picture of Mike Tyson afterwards. And I was like, dog, I thought you were gonna play kickball today. He goes, no, I'm gonna play kickball later, but we came to kick with Mike Tyson first. And I was
Wow.
like, dude, fuck you.
Why did you not want to play kickball though? I feel like that's part of your program at Exercise Science. No?
Yeah, exercise science. You actually minored in that.
Yeah.
Dude, like I said, I'm trying to get away from the game a little bit. Sometimes I need my weekends to unwind and not
Yeah.
worry about like whistles and bouncing red balls. So I decided to take the day off and not play kickball.
Okay.
And it cost me everything.
What would you have said to Mike Tyson?
Nothing.
When you met him?
I would have been so scared. I would have been such a weirdo. It's better that I didn't go.
So who is this guy over here with his small little eyes? Who is he?
And I'll just be like, can I just touch your arms for a second?
Don't touch me like that, you little faggot.
Sorry. And I'll be like,
And I
"Oh,
only
sorry."
say that because he has actually said that in
He
an
would
interview.
say, he's like, I'll fuck you till you love me, faggot. That's what he
Yep,
said.
that's exactly what he said.
Which is one of the greatest quotes in combat history ever.
You know what the crazy
That
thing
is
was
wild.
when he had was it Sugar Ray Leonard on his podcast, and he was talking about how it feels to not be able to fight or access his rage or get into a ring because he feels like he's a gladiator and a warrior, and he starts bawling and crying, talking about it's because he goes, I just feel like a little bitch. I'm like, yo, this guy's nuts.
I was like, that's how I
he's
feel all the
legit
time.
crazy.
I
But
feel like a little
it's-
bitch all the time.
I love listening
agree.
to him though, because like he'll come out with like these little wise things, and
Yeah.
like he's really wise, and he'll say certain he'll put certain words together where you're like, wow, that was really eloquent.
Yeah.
And it's like, what the fuck? But then he's also this crazy,
murderer.
like a savage murderer motherfucker.
I think in prison he just read a thesaurus all day.
He must have.
How long was he in prison for?
Bro?
A few years. It was like I want to say 4 years, 5 years.
What did he go to prison for again?
Rape, I
Rape.
think.
Oh.
Yeah.
okay.
Which out of
pretty
all
dark.
all the things,
I didn't think you were going to say that.
no,
Yeah,
but out of
it's-
all the things, like, because he's so candid about everything, I feel like he's candid about everything.
Yeah.
About like getting STDs, fighting in the ring with STDs, doing drugs, fucking being a dumbass. Blah,
This
blah,
fool
blah.
got AIDS. What do you have?
He had for one of the fights, I don't know who he was fighting. It wasn't Holyfield. He fought somebody, and he had
Syphilis.
I think syphilis or gonorrhea. He had an
The
STD.
curable ones, the curable ones,
He had a curable one, but he fought with it and was
That's
like taking the
crazy.
medication and was like, ah, fuck, like this is whack. And then he
Yeah.
goes out and knocks a dude out with a fucking burning dick. but I don't know, bro. That who knows?
He
But
would say some funny
Wait, what
shit.
did he say about it? Has he ever talked about it?
he's always claimed that he didn't do it. That's what I'm saying. Like he's very candid, but he always
Yeah.
claims that the rape.
He calls them lecherous whores.
Wow.
He called them lecherous whores.
What's
Lecherous.
that?
Like he would call the women who accuse him of rape lecherous whores.
Lecherous?
What does
Yeah.
I don't
lecherous
even know
mean?
what that means. That's one of
Lecherous
those words.
means-
Like lepers?
Like lecherous means like conniving or some shit like that.
Lecherous.
See, that dude did read
That's that's like a medieval word.
Yeah,
That's
it's
like a
like you
Shakespearean
lecherous
word.
whore.
Yeah,
Anglo-Saxon
like, whoa,
shit.
bro. Are you in a Shakespeare
Spare me
play?
of your banalities, you lecherous whore.
Yeah, exactly.
Banalities. Wow, dude.
You know what
You
I-
read Shakespeare or some shit?
Yeah, you know what I'm
No,
saying?
dude.
I'll read, dog.
That's pretty good, dude.
That's
Yeah.
actually really good.
Dude, Sons of Anarchy. One time I heard one of the guys call a girl a devious gash, and I was like, that's some
Oh.
Shakespeare shit too.
Oh.
He's like, devious gash. He was like, got betrayed by some girl. I was like, no biker would ever be like,
I know.
devious
Fuck outta here.
gash.
Some British ass biker. Get the fuck
I
out of
know.
here.
You devious gash.
But that was a Mike Tyson one for sure.
Dude, Mike Tyson, he has this really funny documentary that's not supposed to be funny on Netflix, and it's the worst doc you have ever seen in your life. And it's by
really?
this director that's known to make terrible shit, but somehow he always gets funding. But I'll send you guys that link later on. You'll watch it. You'll cry fucking laughing.
Really?
Because it's kind of deep, but they had these really weird images of just Mike Tyson by himself walking alone on a beach, and him talking about these women. He goes, he called them succubus. He goes, these women are just a bunch of lecherous whores. They're succubus. It's like, yo, what the fuck?
That's like a Mike Tyson.
Yeah.
Wow.
Thanks. It's what I do.
He does it with the list.
Bro,
and
he's
everything,
so
man.
crazy. Mike Tyson's such an anomaly. Like that dude is a legit like a fucking just murderer,
Yeah.
crazy motherfucker.
People are just so fascinated by him because he's so like primal in everything
He's
he does.
eccentric
Yeah.
too. There was that one soundbite where they were like, "So Mike, how did you feel about the fight?" I broke my back.
Yeah, yeah.
They're like, what? Spinal.
Like that's not what we had a question about.
Yeah, my back, spinal.
Yeah,
Yo,
spinal.
what the fuck is this guy saying?
He's like, is he talking to
Spinal.
me? That's what he's thinking about the whole time.
Dude, he has some great rants too. Like the impregnable one where he's like going off. Like, I want to eat his children. My defense is impregnable. He's like, Alexander the Conqueror. No, I'm Alexander the Conqueror. Like, whoa, this dude's fucking going off.
I'm gonna find him. I'm gonna eat his children. After I give birth to his children as a dookie, I'm gonna put it into a frame. After that frame, it's gonna collect bacteria. That bacteria is gonna live very long. It's turned to COVID-19. It's gonna devastate the world. And then I'm gonna marry your mother.
Like, wow,
Whoa.
he tied that off really well. And
Mike
the fact
Tyson.
that he bit some dude's ear off is like, people kind of forget about that.
Oh
with
yeah,
Mike
he
Tyson
bit
now.
fucking
Like,
Evander Holyfield's
yeah.
ear off.
Like the fact that
Crazy.
he did that in the middle of the fight because he was mad that he was like headbutting him or some shit, right?
His fighting style is just so odd. Just
Yeah.
because
So unique in the heavyweight division,
Well,
you know?
isn't he the youngest person to ever win a heavyweight
I think so.
belt?
Yeah.
I think he's 21.
I think he was young. I think he was a teenager. I think he was like 19.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, maybe. I
With
don't know.
tigers and shit, you know what I mean?
So crazy,
He's
bro.
so fast. He's such a fascinating.
Even his
human
trainer
being.
Customato is really dope too.
Yeah.
Like when you watch like like I've seen documentaries about their dynamic and stuff, and like
People talk about Cuz. I don't know anything about his trainer though.
he was like a Yoda. He's like literally like a Yoda type dude.
He shaped that
just
fool.
super. Yeah, like he used to like. He had him live with them, and he would fill him with his philosophies and whatnot. And he was like he would hypnotize him and like did like hypnosis training. Like he was very like mystic in a way.
What the fuck?
Yeah, it's sick when you get into it, and when you hear the way that dude talks, like he was just like a. Not only was he an amazing boxing mind, but he was just amazing like about the human mind in general. And then he had this fucking dude, Mike Tyson, and he just molded him to be this fucking like he literally would hypnotize Mike Tyson. Sometimes he talks about it on certain podcasts, and he was like he would just hypnotize me and like teach me to be like a savage, like destroy. So like not only is Mike Tyson already like that, but now in his subconscious, it's like. Destroy.
And then Cuz died without undoing his work.
Yeah.
Right. And that's what he was like.
Well, that's a cool thing about Tyson is like whenever you hear fighters talk, they'll talk about like their sport, they'll talk about like the art of boxing, but very rarely do you hear like fighters talk about like the mindset that it takes to become a fighter and like for combat in particular, like overall arching, like he's going to war. That's how Mike Tyson's thinking about it. Like usually when you hear fighters talk, like, yeah, we're going to go out there, give it 110%. You know, they talk like athletes.
Yeah.
But this dude talks like he's a general getting ready to fucking lead his troops in the battle and
I'm
like
going
death.
into the Battle of Thermopylae tomorrow.
Yeah, because he's thinking like, oh, when I go in there, I'm going to die.
He's so interesting because when I saw him box, I only realized recently that nobody actually boxes like Mike Tyson.
No. Especially on the heavyweights.
Because he's a smaller guy and he had to get around that reach.
Yeah.
And it's nuts. His head movement is so odd.
Yeah.
Just back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And doesn't really throw even his jab and his straights are very off. They're off angle. They're never like directly there throwing one down the pipe.
Yeah.
It's off angle like this. It's so weird because I couldn't tell the difference between his hooks and his jabs and his crosses.
Yeah.
But they are jabs and crosses. He just throws them at a weird angle.
Yeah.
Heads off center line. Always.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's always moving that peekaboo style, hands up, just bum, 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 in, bah, 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 bah. And he was good at changing angles too. Like not only like he would hop
Shifting.
around, yeah, he would shift. Like he would go from orthodox to southpaw, jump around, like he would do like a lot of hops, bang, bang, bang. He was sick as fuck.
He created his own style
so
kind of.
amazing.
Yeah.
Who's that guy they say that they called him like they always comment that he's a young Mike Tyson, but he has a really bad record. What's his name again?
I don't know who that is.
He's the one that beats up his kids on Instagram.
Oh, James the Beast.
Yeah,
Wilson.
James the Beast Wilson. Yeah, that motherfucker beats up his kids.
I was like, what the fuck are you talking
kids
This
on
fool
Instagram.
always beats the shit out of his kids on his Instagram. It's fucking hilarious.
Okay.
Like he always does inspirational quotes.
Okay.
On his Instagram, he goes, "You gotta fucking fight through it. My kids are warriors." And then he low kicks his 4-year-old through the wall.
They're like eating Cheerios.
You can't. And his kids are getting fucked up by him.
Wow.
We used to train with that fool, man. He used to beat us all up.
That guy is big.
Yeah,
He's
he's
big
huge.
as fuck, man.
Huge.
His record is not that great though, because I started reading a lot of the comments under his post, and people are like, "Well, when's your fucking next fight? When's your next fight? When's your next fight?"
Yeah.
And then because I don't think he has been in a fight, that kind of just leads to a snowball of negative comments. So they're like, "Oh, you think you're a Tyson?" But I don't think he's ever said he was a Tyson. I think that's what other people say about
They
him.
just compare him.
Yeah, they're probably
Yeah.
just like this big dude.
He's shorter than Tyson though. I mean, he's taller than Tyson. Tyson is less than 6 feet.
James is like, he's like 6.
2 maybe.
I think he's like 6 foot. 6'1"?
He looks like he's like 6'1" or 6'2".
Because he's just wide as fuck. Like
Yeah,
he's a
he's big.
refrigerator, bro.
Yeah,
He's big as shit and he's scary. But
he's
whatever.
a kickboxer.
Kickboxing.
Yeah.
Kickboxing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so he a kickboxer.
Kickboxer.
You know, he come through here, he hit with a punt right here, and then they wake up. I don't know.
I don't know.
He fought in Glory, right? Didn't he fight in Glory?
He
Or
fought
K1?
Glory. Yeah. He fought Glory.
Glory
Yeah, it
or
was
K1?
Glory. It was Glory, I think.
Oh, he fought in a Glory kickboxing.
It was in LA. It was LA. I remember that fight. We were all training at Fight Academy together. Savant cornered him. I remember that. And he knocked the dude out. He fell through the ropes. And that's when he started gaining some momentum because everybody was like, yo, who the fuck is this dude? Because you look at him, he's very marketable. You know what I mean?
Huge.
Big, giant dude, ex-football player, athlete, jacked as shit, knocking people out dead. So you're like, Jesus, what are we gonna do with this fucking guy?
Then he went, took that match and started beating up his kids.
He started sweeping his kids.
Does he live in LA?
I think so.
Okay. Oops.
Delete this podcast. He's
sorry.
gonna beat us all
But these
up.
are just I'm just saying from what I saw from his Instagram. I just saw this video of him fucking low kicking the shit out of his kid. It was hilarious.
Keeping this kid in the chest.
Yeah, and there's this very famous video of him making his kid punch through a board, and the kid's crying because he can't punch through it.
That's right.
Yeah, so he has
And
a
they
lot of these.
featured him. Yeah, dude. They people social media likes him.
Yeah.
You know, but at the same time, it's people want to see him fight. That's it.
Yeah, I don't know.
They just wanna see him fight.
Is he an active fighter?
I don't remember I remember the last time he fought. I think, to my knowledge, his big kickboxing fight. He fought in France. He fought this other dude, and Akko cornered him. I remember, and that was maybe what 2015, 2016.
Oh damn, it's been a hot minute then.
been a
Maybe he's
while.
not an active fighter then. He just trains.
Nah, you know, I'm sure he probably makes more money doing that on Instagram than
Why aren't you doing
Actually
that stuff,
fighting.
dude?
what.
Beating up kids.
I'll beat up some kids. I got
beat
some
some
videos.
kids,
I got
bro.
some old videos. Of
Yeah, I
me
want to
beating
see you
up some
beat
kids.
some
Go to
kids.
some
dude.
elementary schools and just start fucking.
I don't
dudes
think I'm not jacked enough for people to like be impressed
You're
by
pretty
that.
jacked, bro.
I'm gonna hop on some steroids, dude. I'm gonna do some HGH. What do you guys think about that? And
Human growth hormone. You want
Yeah.
the HGH gut?
Yeah, dude. I'll just to stand out. It'll be
Ooh.
fine if I got
Ooh,
29-inch biceps, baby.
Brother.
You know what I mean?
29 inches.
Yeah, dude.
Very large.
It's very large.
You can't even do an Instagram post,
And
and, you're
I'll
trying to
look
get
like-
29-inch biceps, huh?
Yeah. With all the steroids I'm gonna do, I'll be fine. That'll be cool.
You are fucking useless.
It's gonna come out on the Instagram post.
I
for
hate
sure.
when he talks about stuff that he's gonna do because it's never gonna happen.
Yeah, I'll do some steroids. Yeah.
Yeah, no, you won't.
I got a guy.
What's the other one? SARMs.
Yeah, I'll do some SARMs.
I'm really thinking about trying out some
Let's
SARMs.
let's do. Let's
What the
all
fuck
do.
is SARMs?
This is what you do before you fight. Chris Sosa. Sorry, Chris, I love you. You do some steroids too. Pat will do some steroids, and we'll just see who best man win. What do you guys think?
We'll just have a mutant fight.
You guys are all
mutant fight.
jacked as fuck. Yeah, that's what we do.
He's like, yo, what's up, Pat? Fuck you!
And then you guys start yelling at each other the whole
Bro,
time.
what is SARMs? What is that?
SARMs is like steroids, but like a lower level of it. I guess it's not as
It's
strong.
like a chill, healthy version.
No, it's not healthy, but it's
Would
just
you
like,
recommend it?
It's not as strong.
The question is, should I take it or not?
Probably not.
Do I actually have to work out and do it? Or does
Yeah,
it just
for
make
sure.
Me, okay, I
yeah,
had no idea.
here's the thing: when you do steroids and you do anything else, it just allows you to train more and harder than if you weren't, and just your body's more anabolic, meaning you're more likely to grow some muscle.
Yeah, because I've heard some people take steroids and they don't work out and they literally just get big. Like they just
Get fat.
they're just like large, but not muscular.
You
defined.
gotta train really fucking hard too. Like, yeah, if you take steroids.
That's
you'll
what
be
a buddy
fine.
of ours found out about creatine back in the day when it was a church guy and his name was Rich. So this dude Rich started taking a bunch of creatine and protein powders and shit, but he didn't know that you're supposed to work out. It's supposed to help you in your workout. This fool got hella
He
fat.
took like mass gainers and
He
shit.
was
What
so
the fuck,
fat. He
bro?
had this huge belly. He's like, dude, I've been taking creatine and I didn't know anything about
Shit.
it. I'm like,
It
oh, I
ain't the
thought that's how it
creatine.
works
It's probably
too.
the mass gainers he's taking
For
too.
sure.
Because like when you look at mass gainers, there's like it's like 300, sometimes even 500 calories per serving. So
Yo.
you drink 2 of those a day?
Yo, Khalif used to take that shit. He used to take something called Enormass.
Enormous.
It makes your ass big.
It was,
Dang.
called,
It was
it was called
Galoots.
Enormass. And
Khalif got a fat old ass too.
he would mix
Damn.
he would mix his shakes with olive oil,
Oh Jesus!
like whole milk,
Whoa.
and then peanut butter. And then each shake was, I
let
think,
me spill my water out.
like 1,200 calories or something like that. And he would take
Wow.
that 3 times a day.
Jesus Christ.
Because he's one of those dudes that burns so much his calories so fast, he gets skinny in a second.
Yeah.
So the moment he got off that workout regimen and that Enormass stuff, I think he had the flu, so he couldn't do anything. He lost like 20 pounds of muscles in like 2 weeks.
For
Wow.
you to eat like more than you are supposed to eat to try to gain muscle, like for you to bulk, it's hard.
Yeah,
It's
not for
really
me, baby.
fucking hard.
If you guys want to know how to gain weight, hit up your boy right here, PhD
No,
in
no,
weight
no.
gain.
But like eating with clean, healthier foods to eat that much is really fucking hard.
It's hard. I had Dino Nuggets today. I wasn't supposed to have it.
Yeah,
Dino Nuggets.
Dino Nuggets is the key to
I wasn't
fucking
supposed to have that
fitness,
shit.
yo. That's how you want to get big. Eat Dino Nuggets.
Have you guys
$14.
Have you guys heard of this? Just this is a side thing, but the other day I was gonna send you guys this fucking clip, but it's 3 comics. If I mention their name, I think you guys would know who they are. But there's this girl. Her name is Nicole Arbour. Do you know who she is? She did this video that went super viral called "Dear Skinny People," and she would like basically it was very
She
controversial.
shit on skinny people.
No, dear fat people.
Oh, dear fat
And she
people.
shit on fat people. She did another.
Oh,
she does
okay.
a lot of weird, like controversial stuff. But apparently, she's like a Canadian comic.
Is she like an Ari Shaffir, a female Ari Shaffir style?
No, because Ari Shaffir is actually a decent comic. He's just weird. But like so, Nicole Arbour. So I did a parody of her video a while ago called "Dear Skinny People" as a parody to that. Right. Yeah. Did really well. Not whatever. But,
Killed it.
So
2 million views,
she's been
something like that.
recently going. She recently, like maybe a few months ago, went on a comedy podcast with a bunch of other comics, and it was the worst thing I've ever seen in my life.
Why?
Because so she did something which is I think is a huge faux pas, right? So she gained her notoriety through YouTube, right? But because she did like a laugh festival, whatever, stand-up comic stuff, which you see her stand-up, it's not good at all. But she did her stand-up there, but she wants to be recognized for her stand-up. So when they were interviewing her, they were asking her like, okay, so you got recognized because you do these YouTube videos. She goes, I don't really do YouTube.
Wait, I know who this
she
person
is?
Let me see.
She does the fucking ninja song. Is that her?
Does she do the ninja? I don't know what that is.
Oh, sorry.
I gotta have you guys listen. It's such an awkward interaction because it's them just asking questions about her
Never mind,
career
that's not
and
her.
her trajectory. But the moment they say that she's a YouTuber, she gets hyper defensive. She goes, "Oh,
Really?
I'm not a YouTuber."
This is her. I was thinking about somebody
Louis
else.
Gomez. She went on Louis Gomez's podcast.
Okay. Okay.
Oh.
So you got to listen to this shit.
That's cool. And I was like, that's...
We're considering changing the name.
No, you know...
Arborfest? All right, we're gonna Totally, yeah.
I was mostly mad. I'm like, oh, this motherfucker named his whole podcast shit of me and my college friends.
Hell yeah.
Bitch, there's got to be some IP shit going on there.
You're like a YouTube star, right? Or something like that?
Ish. I'm just a comedian. And then...
Is that
I
Tony
just did
Hinchcliffe?
YouTube
Yeah.
stuff because they wanted me to post
Tony
videos
Hinchcliffe.
on YouTube.
Fucking forget the name.
Do you make money off of YouTube?
I'm doing good. Like, I'm not a YouTuber.
Oh, that's the guy that
like
does it
thing.
with,
I'm literally just
Michael
a stand-up
Bisping.
comic for a very
Yeah.
long time. Got in a bad car accident, so I couldn't do stand-up because I couldn't stand up. And then I was like, well, fuck, I can film myself like this.
Did you just include one of your jokes on the show just now?
I didn't. No. Are you okay? Can I? Oh, I'll keep going. Okay, so I just like started filming my shit.
But there's a thing like if someone says you're like successful from YouTube where you seem to
She did get defensive.
Oh, I hate that.
you're like, no, I'm a
Oh,
comedian.
no.
So
Oh, they're
I'm a
calling her
comedian.
out.
You would
Oh,
admit
no.
though, that your drawing power comes directly from YouTube, right?
Facebook more. Like Facebook and Instagram more.
You put a
on the
lot of
internet.
you put a lot of the stand-up content out.
This is hard.
Yes.
Oh no.
Yes. Actually, honestly, I used to be a cheerleader for the Toronto
Does it stand
Raptors.
up?
Like, actually, for real, I was a cheerleader for the Toronto Raptors. And it was us. Freaking sucked. Okay.
And she
Love
said if
that.
she
I'm so
freaking
excited to, like,
sucked.
go back to stand up now.
What's
Every girl that likes me acts like this at first. Literally every fucking girl. So,
I just have to believe you. I just have
I'm
to, like,
sorry
take
that I
your
have to
word for it.
fucking drag you into reality. That's your future. Look at it.
No,
Stop.
I don't want to look at that.
What up, girl? This is
This
it.
hurts my soul.
This is fucking happening.
This whole thing
Yeah.
hurts my soul a little.
You got some success off YouTube and you don't want to be considered a YouTuber now. So now you're doing stand-up shows exclusively or you're still doing YouTube videos. You are.
No, I like never really did YouTube videos. I just threw my shit on YouTube and Facebook
Which
and
is doing
Instagram,
YouTube
and then
videos.
most
I don't know why
people-
she's so
What is
defensive.
the
Yeah, like, what's
style
wrong with-
of the fucking, vlog? Like,
So this whole interview is the
That's rough.
hardest thing for me to watch, right? Because and the reason why I don't know why this popped up on my feed, but it came up and it just said, Nicole Arbour bombs. I'm like, bombs what? Like, so it's weird that she's saying like, oh, I don't do YouTube. She literally did YouTube, like did a video every week. So
I don't understand the like. There's nothing wrong with doing YouTube. You
Yeah.
know, like what?
If
the
you're
fuck?
funny, you're funny.
And also, if you do YouTube and you're trying to transition to a stand-up, just say that shit.
yeah, so with her, I understand what the stuff that she's saying right now because so when I first started doing YouTube back in the day, right? I started off doing stand up as a young comic when I was like 16. So because I started doing that, I was trying to hold on to this title of being a stand up comic that just does YouTube on the side.
Yeah.
But mind you, this was 10, 11 years ago.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
This was this year.
Yeah.
So
That's rough.
the stigma of being a YouTuber was pretty bad when I first started.
Okay.
My comics would shit on me.
Yeah.
They would say like, "Oh, you're just a YouTuber," even though I've done stand up longer than they have.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay,
But
I
they
see.
didn't know that about me, and it didn't really matter. And I took it very negatively. Like, if I could give you an example, one time I did this. It was like it was basically a variety show, right? But it was just all comics, right? And it was a bunch of Asian comics, and everybody was stand-up comic, and on my title they put YouTuber, and that shit pissed me off. I remember it pissed me off because it seemed very deliberate, right? And so these guys, they were like, oh, stand-up comic, stand-up comic, stand-up comic, and then I was one of the headliners, and they just said YouTuber, even though they knew I was going to do stand-up.
Yeah.
So that's the type of stuff that, you know, they would do that type of stuff.
Right. They're talking shit. They're talking shit.
They're talking shit. And
Yeah.
I'm like,
Talking
all right,
papas.
cool. So I'm going to go up and I'm going to fucking kill on the set. I did really well on that set. And after that, then the conversation shifted a little bit.
Exactly,
It's
yeah,
like,
right.
oh, you know, he actually does stand up. It's like, but if you just had a conversation with me, you would have known that. But I think what happened is that those people were doing stand up a lot longer than me in their mind. And they go, well, this young kid's coming up and now why does he get to shine?
Yeah.
You know, even though I'm a funnier person. So she's probably still in that state, but that's a decade old now.
Yeah.
YouTube is something that's very viable. People use YouTube as a platform.
And nowadays it's way more accepting to like, but there
I mean, I can still see. Look, I mean, comics are gonna shit. Like we talk shit.
They're gonna shit on
Like, they talk
anything
shit.
you do.
You're around comics. Somebody's gonna talk shit to you. That's just the nature of the game. So obviously they're gonna pick at the YouTube thing, right? Like they're like, you don't really do it. But that approach of like trying to avoid it
Deny
is
it.
the worst. It was the worst.
Did you just fucking feel your whole body just go,
That's the thing about bombing too, is like when you see somebody else bomb, like it hurts you too. It's like,
And she's going into a group of 3 comics.
And they're
you
like
know?
calling her out about it. They're like,
Yeah.
yeah, but just say it.
3
though.
comics
why are
and
you-
like aggressive, like talk shit comics, you know?
Yeah.
Like, dude, that reminds
Tony
me of
Hinchcliffe talks mad shit.
talks
He talks
mad
hella
shit. That
shit.
reminds me of do you remember the show called Tough Crowd with Colin Quinn?
yeah.
Dude, it was it was when I was growing up. So it was like kind of like podcast before podcast. Colin Quinn used to have the show on Comedy Central where he'd have like Patrice O'Neal, Bill Burr, Kevin Hart.
It was like all the goats,
It's like
Greg Giraldo,
It's like
like-
before they were like
Oh, and they would
blew
sit in a
up.
circle and
just
Yes.
in front of a crowd.
And there's one where it's Patrice O'Neal and there was this other white dude. I forgot his fucking name, but he's really funny too. And then Dat Fan is on there. Like, he had just won that show. Last Comic Standing.
Dude, that's Bobby Lee's best friend.
And he was doing like the Vietnamese, like he kept doing the Vietnamese like mom voice.
no.
And Patrice O'Neal who was like the master at destroying
course.
people, just starts fucking tearing him apart. Like hard, like you just do your hacky Vietnamese voice again. Like what? Like come on, like what else you got? Like, and it's like and then the other guy, I forgot his fucking name. I hate it because he's the shit too. But he starts railing on, and it's just all of them hitting him like boom,
And he had
boom.
nothing.
And I mean, yeah, he was just. I mean, what's he gonna do? And it's like that, but times 10, because they're like,
shit.
it's like not only are they calling him out, but they're fucking him up now.
Yeah.
like,
In front of a crowd, in front of a crowd.
They were actually pretty nice about it. Like Tony Hinchcliffe and them, like yeah, it was awkward, but they were just kind of like, come on, like
They were
be
trying to
honest.
just be like, come on, be honest. Let's move on from this
Yes,
conversation.
right? Let's just be real. Like you do YouTube, it's fine. Like
Yeah.
blah blah blah. But like Patrice and that other dude went at him hard, like
I
hard.
hope it wasn't Bill Burr.
Rich
And it's-
Voss.
No, it wasn't Bill Burr. Yeah, Rich Voss. Rich Voss.
Yeah.
I think there was another guest, but it was mainly Rich Voss and Patrice O'Neal, and they fucking went hard, dude. And I was like, I remember watching and being like, oh,
That was probably the onslaught to the downfall of his fucking career.
Honestly, after Last Comic Standing, like because I remember when I was in 6th grade, my dad was like, yo, watch this dude. And we watched him because at the time, seeing an Asian dude on TV, that's not Bobby Lee at the time, because that was the only person we had.
I remember
was
that
Bobby
from that.
Lee. And I remember I was like, yo, this dude is, because I was like 6th grade. I was like, this guy's fucking hilarious, you know? And then after he left the show, everybody realized he would do the same bits.
Shtick over and over.
and over. And it's just like, dude, stop.
Yeah.
Like it's too much. Because like I remember Margaret Cho, right? She's another like icon in the comedy game. She would have her Asian accent stuff too, but like it wasn't.
And it's a story about her family.
Exactly.
So,
but then she had other jokes. Like
Yeah.
right.
every bit that fan would do would always have an Asian accent, like a Vietnamese accent.
Yeah.
Constantly. And it was to the point where like now when I rewatch it now as an adult, I can't even watch like 30 seconds of it without going like, oh, this is bad, man. It's really bad. Because you couldn't wait to just keep talking about over and over and over again. But that's why he doesn't really do that much comedy right now, does he? Does he still do comedy?
He still does comedy, but I don't think he just has the
doesn't have the name
that
anymore.
push anymore.
Yeah.
But yeah, bro. I mean, dude, comedy's fucking hard,
So
dude.
hard.
It's
It's
really
so
hard.
hard.
It's so hard. And
And sometimes people will just catch you on a bad day, and that's all you are is a shit comic.
Yep.
yeah,
It's like,
honestly,
fuck, man.
honestly,
I
yeah.
had a bad day.
Like Michael Richards. There's that. Remember what Dave Chappelle said about that?
Oh,
He's
yeah,
like,
yeah,
yeah.
That's just a bad set, man.
Yeah, tough set, yeah, tough set, man.
That's just a guy that's just bombed.
You'll
bro.
get him next time or something. Bro, damn.
Yeah, but with her, she just kept on saying like, no, I don't do YouTube. I actually do more Facebook. Then she started saying like, I
Yeah,
don't
like
do-
like that's any better.
Yeah, right.
You know, like, oh yeah, I do Facebook videos.
And you know, like when things are just people are trying to move on from the subject, then you go like, I was like, oh, are you gonna make this awkward? It's like, oh God,
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
don't do this. Don't do this.
What was
Dude,
her-
but the thing is like just fucking accept it. Be like, I'm a YouTuber and I'm trying to transition to stand up. You know, and they'll shit on you a little bit, but like there's some respect to be gained by just being real. Just be fucking real.
And you know, honestly too, it's like at that point, like you have to build like this camaraderie with roasting too. Like if they like you, then you roast, and then you could roast back.
Yeah.
But when she was trying to roast them, there was no camaraderie at that point because she didn't.
She wasn't being genuine.
She was lying.
She was lying.
She was
Right.
lying.
Yeah.
So at that point, there's no give and take.
Yeah.
Oh,
Especially
so
as a
bad.
comedian, you know, it's like if you're not.
So bad. That shit
Well,
sucks.
so what was the video that she did about her talking about fat people?
She just did a lot of controversial shit, and then she gained a lot of notoriety on YouTube and Facebook because she would say stuff that wasn't very popular. And I think when you say non-popular stuff, especially as a comic, if it's funny, it's funny,
Yeah.
right? But her stuff just wasn't that funny. Listen to more of this shit. Watch.
Camera cuts between things.
Just
like
one
that's
camera, just me talking to the cam for like a couple minutes, and then pop it up and do my editing.
That's
and
literally
stuff.
being a YouTuber.
And
Yeah.
Yeah, but then I was doing
Pop
so
it
many
up.
live shows too, and so many other things that's what I'm mostly gonna be doing.
So where did you see him at? This guy doing stand up.
I don't know, the big comedy club in Austin.
Cap City.
Yes, Cap City. He had like
She doesn't
5
know the
sold out
name of
shows
the
that weekend.
comedy.
I love this conversation because I love that comics because I came from doing stand up for like every year.
She keeps
I was
bringing
gonna
it
say,
up.
You know who's really hot is your ex's new boyfriend.
Oh no, that shit hurts my feelings, dude.
Dude.
This makes me feel really embarrassed.
No, like I'm good now. I'm done. We're done.
You
We're good.
you just came.
Now we're
Nice.
done. We're even.
Wow.
First time that's ever happened for you?
Do you have a boyfriend, Nicole?
Maybe.
Do you?
Whoa.
Maybe.
She's no. You know what it is?
Believe it.
She doesn't want to say it because
Nope.
she knows that'll fuck it. She does have a boyfriend. Here's what happened. I know exactly what happened.
I know exactly
You're gonna be like,
too.
the only
Boyfriend will be
people who
mad
follow
if she says no.
you- Yeah.
But I'm not saying the only people that follow you. I'm just saying that you do have a doodly fan
I
base.
don't actually. It's 55% women. Hey, analytics.
Yeah, that's true. That's what
It
Trump
just
said.
keeps. It just.
That's what
keeps
Trump says.
Bro, no. But you know what I'm saying? Like everything she's saying is in
no.
defense. Like you probably have a big dude fan base. She goes, actually don't. I have women who follow me. It's like, why even say that? You're not. Now it's not fun, right? Now you're just being
Yeah.
combative.
Yeah, it's weird now.
Yeah.
Just be real. Just be real. You know, because like she would have gained way more respect in that situation if she was just honest and like, yeah, like I'm a YouTuber and like I said, fan base, yeah, mostly male, whatever, blah blah blah. They think I'm hot, whatever the fuck. But I'm trying to make this shit happen. Like, what's up? You know? And they would have been like, okay, cool. Like, how could you not respect that?
And if I'm not like that respected of a stand-up comic, I would be there to be like, yo, I'm in a room with fucking Tony Hinchcliffe. Yo, can you give me some tips, bro?
Yeah, right.
You know, like,
yeah.
Can you,
No,
can you help me out, please?
Exactly. Like, let me learn from you. What do you got? You know?
Yeah. It's like she's doing that. I mean, I'm not saying like Dave Chappelle, but like if I'm in a room with Dave Chappelle, I'm not gonna sit here and try to go laugh for laughs with the comic
Yeah,
who's very
dude.
well known.
Exactly.
And I forgot Tony Hinchcliffe's name. I'm so sorry.
And also to like try to establish yourself, like, so, no, I'm a comic. Like, fuck, dude, that's so embarrassing.
It's like you don't have to keep saying that
Yeah,
over
she
and
said
over and over
and over and over again.
Yeah,
And that makes me feel like you're not a stand-up comic.
it's a very awkward thing to
It's
watch.
so awkward.
And I'm not. Yeah,
And then when she's like, "Oh yeah, that big comedy club in Texas," and he's like, "Caps Comedy Club."
yeah, Cap City. Yeah,
Cap City.
yeah.
He's like, "Yeah, like everybody knows that. Like, and you don't even know that." Like,
Yeah, so it's like
That's
you
bad,
know,
dude.
and for her point too, you could just be somebody who gained notoriety on YouTube. There's nothing wrong with that, and say like, but I came from stand up, but then I got bigger on YouTube, and now going back into stand up. What is the problem? Why can't
Yeah.
you say that? Like,
Right.
what does that mean? Like,
well, she was just so afraid of the roast, you know? She was so afraid of being like demonized that she was like,
which
at all costs
sounds
trying to
like
bail.
she's not a comic. You know,
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
that's like a very uncomic thing to do.
But it's like, bro, that's such the wrong approach.
because you could be a comic, like a funny person, right? Which
Yeah.
the people can label that as a comic, but she's trying to go on to the point of like, I'm a stand-up comic. Cool, whatever.
Yeah.
You know.
Bro, yeah, I mean, and there's nothing wrong with being honest about where you're at. Like for me, example, like if I was like, yeah, I'm a fucking touring headliner right now, like I'm not. You know, like I've been doing it for like 6 years. years. I've gotten better, but I still got work to do. Like that's the truth. That's the truth. Like I've learned some shit. I can make motherfuckers laugh. I know I'm not going to be a complete ass up there now. Like I'm somewhat comfortable, but like I still got a lot of room to grow. Like it's crazy for me to be like, oh, I should be touring with fucking Dave Chappelle right now. That would be fucking insane for me to say that.
You should be.
But like,
but you should. That's
should be.
supportive
Thank
boyfriend.
you, dude.
And you will, dude.
Thank you, dude.
You don't do YouTube. You don't do YouTube, bro. I don't do YouTube. Like nobody. I didn't say that. You did.
Like, damn.
Hi, my name is Pat, and I don't do fucking YouTube.
And you're like, whoa, this guy's studying
Relax,
Italian or
guy.
something.
Dude, you got to watch the Patrice O'Neal one. Is so because he was so good at shitting on people, anyways. And then it's just murder.
You know
dude.
what the sad thing is? I found out about Patrice O'Neal's stand up too late. So I found out about his stand up. So I saw him on The Office. I was like, "Yo, this fucking
yeah,
this is
it's funny as fuck.
And I started looking up the cast members. I found out he did stand up, and then I looked at his old stand up, hilarious.
Bro.
And then fucking like 2 years later, he dies. I'm like,
Yeah, dude.
what the fuck?
So
R.I.P.
sad, dude. Because
Diabetes, right?
honestly, he I think he does go down as one of the greats. But like if he was around right now, like he would murder. Like he was Bill Burr. I think like times 10 to be honest. Like I mean, Bill Burr's. I love Bill Burr, but like fucking Patrice O'Neal was so goddamn good.
The reason why I know the show that you're talking about, I saw the one with him and Bob Saget, and he was just shitting on Bob Saget the whole time. That shit was
That was
so
one of the newer episodes,
fucking funny, dude.
Yeah, that show was. I remember watching that as
So
a kid, and I like I said, we had the illegal box, so I mean, I was like fucking 10 at the time, but I was like, this shit's sick. I just liked it for some reason. But dude, Patrice, Kevin Hart was on it, Bobby Kelly, and they would just have these back and forths, like just massive shit talking. Like they were like pro shit talkers.
There was the PG version of that on like public television where there's that bald guy that looks like Keegan-Michael Key.
The black dude.
Yeah, the black dude.
It was Comics Unleashed. And
Comics
what it was, or some shit, but what it was like, hey, David, I heard you had a funny experience with your Korean grandmother. Why don't you tell us about it?
Yeah.
And he would pretty much
He would
just
set them-
lob.
set up their
he would
set.
and it'd just be just like, oh, dude, this is awful. Like, it's so terrible to
I never
watch.
saw this.
Comics Unleashed.
It was always like 11 p.m. on like, it was like 1 a.m. on like a Saturday
super late at
morning.
night.
Really?
Like, yeah, dude, it was like the weirdest time. I forgot his name. I want to say Byron Allen. Was that his name?
That sounds like a basketball player.
Byron Scott is a basketball player.
Yes.
I think it is Byron Allen.
Okay, let's look it up
Let's
right
look
now.
it up.
Well, let's see what the prize that you're gonna get. Let's see here.
Dude, but that show was really bad.
It was bad.
It was super bad.
You're right, Byron Allen.
Yeah, suck my dick.
Okay.
Suck my dick from the back.
I was gonna do it either way, buddy. Byron Allen Folks is an American businessman, comedian, television producer, philanthropist, and the head of U.S. entertainment company Allen Media Group.
That guy was for sure clean 100% of the time.
Oh, 100%.
Always clean comic. The fact that I remember that guy's name is beyond me. I can't believe I
What was his
remember
name
that.
again? What was
Byron Allen.
Byron Allen. Okay. Crazy. I never saw this show. Let me look this shit up.
You're not a true
Comics
stand-up.
Unleashed.
Hey, you know what that means?
That sounds familiar.
You know what
though.
that means? You're not a true stand-up. You're a YouTuber.
Shit, I'm a YouTuber, bro.
Hey, you're a YouTuber.
It is Comics Unleashed. You're right.
Wow.
With Byron Allen.
I used to watch it like every Saturday.
Byron
I don't know why. I would
would
just watch it all the
Cindy
time.
Margolis show.
I don't
What's
remember
that?
that. I remember her name. I don't remember her.
Cindy
I don't remember the
Margolis show also came out super late at
She had
night.
no, she wasn't the redhead. That
It
wasn't her.
wasn't like this. It was like this. She
Oh.
has shatatas.
Tatas. Is
Take
that what
some
you call
boobies.
boobies?
Yeah.
Bahama Mamas.
Bahama Mamas, dude.
Sweater puppies.
Floppy
The
knockers.
sweater puppies. The Malibu Bum Bums.
Some TikToks.
Malibu Bum Bums. I like
You
that.
can say whatever the fuck
Yeah.
you want, and guys know that it's titties.
Floppy knockers.
Yeah, the floppy. Who wants those, Nick? What the fuck, man?
I heard that from a guy on a podcast. So.
Okay.
I was trying to steal it as my own. I thought it'd be a great hit, but
Perfect.
proven
But
wrong.
Cindy Margolis would have this like late night show where it's a bunch of fucking loosey gooseys with their titties and their dicks out, and they would just it was like public television. They would censor shit. But I remember this specific game that they had where it's like a beach party. Everybody's in their bikinis, asses and titties everywhere.
Wow.
Jack off city for a 12-year-old,
Yeah.
right?
Jacking out to public
they would
access.
have two dressing rooms with just like fabric over it, and obviously lights in it so you could see them undress. But a guy and a girl would go into one, and they would switch their clothes. So a girl would come out wearing the guy's bathing suit, and she would cover up her titties, and she would wear shorts.
Okay.
And he would have to wear her bikini, and they would come out, and then I would jack off at Cindy Margolis.
I don't remember that at all.
And then my dad would come in. He's like, "What are you watching?" And I would turn off the TV really fast,
Oh,
and
shit.
I would be like, "I wasn't watching anything." And then he would put the hand to the back of the
Yeah.
TV, and it was hot.
Oh,
and then he would
man.
take the heat from the hand that he got from the TV and smack me upside my head.
Do you remember that? Like it would
Bro.
that like there was a little bit of gray on the TV. As soon as you turn it off,
Just little floats right there.
yeah, just like you could still see that it's still on. I used to get in trouble all the time.
Bro, the heat.
But I would watch CSI Miami. That's what I would watch. CSI New York,
Okay.
CSI Miami, and I wasn't allowed to watch it. But
Bro, the heat of the TV is like finding a gun on a crime scene, dude. Like that's what
my mom would do
And it
too.
just churned.
You could always tell when the TV was just turned off.
No, mama, no.
Let me tell you this, dude. She was my original white chocolate sin.
Let me see. I want to see who this woman is. This
Cindy
Greek woman.
Margolis.
This
is
Greek
her.
woman.
Cindy Margolis.
She had tatas. This is Cindy Margolis. As a 12-year-old,
Let me see Cindy Margolis.
She looks like Nicole Arbour.
Dude. For 12.
I don't remember her.
I think
at
she was like
all.
a playmate.
Yeah,
She looks like
would've
she could be like she's hanging out with Hugh Hefner on the weekends. You know.
Yep,
Cindy Margolis.
I don't know
baby.
that at all. That must have. Is that public access?
Yeah, I didn't know that either.
What kind of shit you watching, dude?
What kind of shit are you watching? Comics Unleashed? What the fuck are you talking about?
I told you, bro. I would watch Seinfeld and I would watch CSI.
Dude, Seinfeld was the shit.
And every time Friends
It's
would
still
turn
fucking
on,
funny.
I would
so
turn off
good.
Friends. I would never watch Friends.
Friends was always whack as fuck.
I'd watch Whose Line. Remember Whose Line?
Whose Line was dope.
Whose line is it anyways?
Whose Line?
Hilarious,
Legit.
dude.
Yeah,
P-
Whose Line
kids
was
will
the
never know what it's like to watch Whose Line nowadays.
Whose Line was the shit, bro.
Now
The
they're
skinny
watching-
dude, the skinny giraffe-looking dude. He looked like the zebra from
Ryan,
Zebra
what
Gum.
was his name?
Dude,
Ryan
I'm-
Lewis.
No, it wasn't Ryan.
Yeah,
Lewis.
Ryan Lewis.
Essentially,
Who was
Wild 'N Out is like
think
the
it
hood
was.
version of fucking Whose Line Is It Anyways.
Yeah,
It's like
basically.
improv shit.
Yeah.
Wayne Brady was so fucking
Wayne
good.
Brady was a
You ever
beast.
heard that guy freestyle?
Oh, he raps and
Bro,
he sings.
he could, when he freestyles, it sounds like he wrote the rhymes in his brain already. You know, like that's how good he is at what he does.
Dude, you know what
Wayne
the
Brady.
best thing he ever did was when he came on the Chappelle Show.
Yeah.
Oh, that was the shit, dude.
Riverside, motherfucker!
Oh shit, son, it's Wayne Brady.
Donnell
That
Rollins goes
episode
crazy.
was so. The Chappelle Show was so fucking great, dude. I remember going home after Wednesdays. It was on at Wednesdays at 10. Middle school, I'd run home and I would just wait, like, come on, baby, come on. It was so fun. They were all like, all the
Bangers.
skits were knockout, like fucking amazing.
Everybody would quote all of Chappelle's. Like when we were in high school, that was like our shit. I remember everybody would be quoting Chappelle nonstop. Like you couldn't get away from it.
Like, dude,
Daniel Rollins, hilarious.
so funny.
His stand-up is fucking funny.
He's hilarious.
I've never seen
dude.
him stand up.
I seen him live at the Laugh Factory. I don't
Murder.
think I think that's the hardest I've ever laughed at myself at a show. But it was like unbelievable to me to see, like, I was literally in pain and everyone else was like legitimately like folded over, like just like, stop. Cause like my cheek, like I literally was, my body
That's when you
was
know
in
you're
pain.
a good fucking comic, man.
And I remember looking around and being like, how the fuck is this
He
dude
doing this.
so like this powerful? Like it was unbelievable.
He says some of the jokes that are the most obscure shit. This fool said this joke about Lil Nas X, right? It's like Lil Nas X is dope because he's a gay dude, but he's a rapper, but he owns that shit. And this fool did like this parody. He did a really quick parody song of fucking Tupac. It was like, this motherfucker comes out, he's like, come in me. Hilarious. I was like, dog, this was fucking stupid, dude. He's just the most obscure shit.
Bro, I remember he's so good.
He's called the gay Tupac, dude.
Yeah, I remember seeing him on like on HBO. They had like Def Jam comedy, and it wasn't. It was like I think it was Def Jam. I wasn't sure. It was like some comedy show. It had like him, Ian Edwards, had a bunch of dudes.
Ian Edwards
but
is
I remember
funny, too.
seeing Ian Edwards, and I remember seeing him. And he was talking about like gay pride parades. He's like, we should have a straight pride parade or some shit. And like like about farts, like loud farts being like, he's like, none of this shit. Like we go pow pow. Like, something about like how dudes can't compliment other dudes like girls do. He's like that we can't do that. He's like, damn, son, that dick vein is fucking stronger than a motherfucker. Like, do a jumping jack, son. Do a jumping jack. Do a jumping jack, bro. It was so. I remember I was like 12. I was like, oh my god, this shit's hilarious.
Dude, some of these comics, man, when they have it, they have it. There's like
Yeah, for
comics.
reals.
There's comics too when they have specials. It doesn't translate.
Yeah.
It's just they're better in person.
It really is.
It's way better. Like even Kevin Hart, when I watch his specials on TV on Netflix, I'm like, it's just not that great.
Yeah.
But I watch it. I've watched him live twice, dying laughing.
Yeah.
It's way different.
Yeah.
For some reason, it's just way funnier when you're there.
It's one of those things, like it doesn't translate to like when we saw Bill Burr, his last special was really fucking good.
Yeah.
But I remember when
I
we
liked it a
saw
lot.
him live, he did 2 hours like straight fire, bro.
Yeah.
Like we were laughing so fucking hard the whole time. And when we watched the same material they did live onto the TV, it was just like, well,
also,
it wasn't as, and they also edited it kind of weird, and they also left out a bunch of stuff as well too. But it just doesn't translate as well as when you're there.
But also, you kind of knew it was coming, like especially if it was the same material.
But
like,
even then, it's like he did it differently. Like the way he did it live and the way he filmed it was a little bit different. But it was different enough to be to a point where like he would add things that we didn't hear when he did it live.
Yeah.
And it's still funny, but it's also like, man, it's just a little bit different.
It is meant to be live though, because like you get sucked in. You get just sucked into the like you're really like when you're in a movie theater, like you're just really in the shit.
And the thing about like comedy shows, if you're not there to laugh, what the fuck are you there for? Right? Like people are in the mood to laugh.
You ever see some people like in a comedy show? They'll just sit there.
They're usually comics though.
No, like there are people that are like paid. Like,
why? Why go there not to laugh?
Bro, I don't know. I think about every time, it almost ruins the show for me sometimes because I always look over, I'm like, this bitch still didn't laugh. That's crazy.
Yeah, I was like, and that was hilarious.
I was like, that was funny as fuck. And they'll just go like this.
You know who's not funny live or on TV?
Who?
Brendan Schaub.
Oh,
His shit is hard to watch, man.
I still haven't seen it.
His shit is fucking hard to. I'm never gonna meet him in person. I don't give a fuck. I'll never.
He's your guest next week. We actually booked him next week.
I've only seen clips of like a couple minute clips of the special, and I just turned it. I was like, I can't.
And the thing is like,
I can't do this.
Because Joe Rogan co-signs him. I want to like him. That's the hard part. Usually, if I want to like somebody, I'll find something funny.
Yeah.
I don't know why. It's hard. But then I like it listening to him talk.
Yeah.
I like him on the podcast a lot.
I think he's on the podcast.
Yeah.
And then I saw him do stand up, and it was just really awkward.
Well, I mean, you got to think total. How long has he been doing stand up for? Probably maybe less than 5 years, right?
Yeah.
So it's like that's not a long time to be doing stand up.
He got a special already, which is nuts.
But he has a following
with
though, right?
with the full crowd, and people were laughing, and I was like, "What are you laughing at? That was not funny."
It's so crazy. Like when you go on YouTube, you know how there's like recommendations, right? More than like all the videos I see of Brendan Schaub that pop up on recommendations are always like, why Brendan Schaub sucks at comedy. Like people make compilations of like why. And
there's a lot of hate. Like a lot of people just really don't like this dude.
Man. I feel bad for him. It makes me
I feel bad for his $1 million, but you know.
Yeah,
he's crying in the bank. But at the same time, it's like, dude, for you to want to do stand up, like imagine for him, like he's always wanted to do stand up forever. He does stand up, and all these people dedicate their time to edit a supercut of why he sucks at comedy.
But there's not even
That's a terrible
But it's
feeling.
not even a supercut. You just have to hit play and then watch it all the way through.
But people make a supercut.
And that's comedy, baby.
bang, bang.
Yeah,
Well, like,
I mean,
people spend the time to do it.
And
It's
it
crazy.
hurts me to say this because I enjoy listening to him on like the podcast.
He's great.
and shit,
Yeah,
too.
he's great.
I like him too.
So it's hard when
I actually like. He seems like a cool dude to me.
Yeah,
like
sure.
When
He'll fuck me up.
He
Yeah.
makes me laugh on the
You forget.
on the
You
podcast.
forget this fool's a motherfucking killer. You
Yeah,
know?
he was a
Yeah.
top 10 fucking heavyweight.
yeah. Big as fuck.
I think it's just for him. It's just more time. You know, bro. Expecting anyone to be a killer within 5 years is crazy.
And how does Joe Rogan have a conversation with him about him ending his fighting career, but he won't do that for comedy for him? Like, in terms of like, hey,
Because he's like, you're just getting started.
like he's like, hey, you know, maybe work on this and that.
Because your brain's
Well, there's
on the
no
line.
brain trauma.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right.
There's just emotional soul
What about my
trauma.
what about my brain trauma?
Oh, another one.
This guy's comedy. This guy's on
fucking fire.
Yeah, there's soul trauma. There's emotional trauma for sure.
There's like time trauma because you
There's-
wasted it. You know, you're like, oh fuck, I'm never gonna get that
Yeah.
back.
Well, I mean, he's getting paid hard.
Oh,
so he's
100%.
doing fine.
No, I'm
But,
talking
like,
about for David watching it. You know.
Oh yeah.
And I'm not saying I'm a better comic than he is. I'm talking about as a viewer, you
Yeah.
know,
Yeah.
as a fan. It's
Objective.
like just an objective like viewer fan. Like I can laugh at almost anybody's jokes. Honestly, like I could find the funny, and even if I don't think it's funny, I can see why it's funny. His was hard. I was like, yo, I don't. What the
Yeah.
fuck, man? Like you're around the best comics.
Yeah.
What the fuck are you doing, dude?
Yeah.
Or maybe they're not telling him.
Yeah. I mean, I'm sure they do talk to him and. Well, I don't know.
But
who knows?
But I feel like stand up is one of those things where you just have to let the process go, right? Like you just have to fucking really suck.
Well,
really bad.
you talked like
You think you just rushed it? You think that's what it is?
You okay? Like so, when you listen to most like dudes that have been in comedy, even Bill Burr, like all those dudes on podcasts, they talk about comedy. They're like, bro, it takes like at least 10 years to like
For sure.
even know what's cracking.
Yeah.
Like,
To even find your voice.
yeah, to
Yeah.
even find your voice, to like even like I've heard some guys be like, it takes at least 5 years to even understand what's going on between you and the audience.
Yeah.
So
I
like
still don't know.
so
I still don't know
it's
what the fuck's
because
going on.
it's so hard, dude. Like it really is because you there's so many factors to it. Like, it's not just your jokes and not just like what you're gonna say, timing, all the technical stuff, but it's like the way you're and the energy, the way you carry yourself, the crowd themselves, adjusting to the crowd, adjusting to the environment, handling like live heckler situations or noises or something awkward that happens. Like, you have to be on that shit with the quickness, and all that stuff takes fucking time, dude.
Reps, right?
It takes a lot of time. And also, not really, like, it's one thing to be like, oh, I'm not nervous when I get on stage, but like, you're still kind of like, it takes a long time to really not give a fuck. Yeah. Like, to truly, like, I'm up there and this is me, I don't give a fuck, really give a fuck. That takes a long time.
Like, I bomb, whatever, what happens.
Yeah, like that, like, not just saying that, but really feeling that and just going, like a Patrice O'Neal style where he's like, yo, this could, I don't care how this goes. Yeah. Like, that takes fucking time.
Like, when you see Chappelle, like, when he goes up there, he looks like he's just like, oh, I'm going to talk about this.
Right.
Patrice had the best thing. He goes, like, as a stand-up comic, he said, half the room is supposed to be dying laughing and the other half the room is supposed to be mortified.
Yeah.
You know? Because you're supposed to be saying something. You're supposed to have an opinion on something.
Exactly. And that's the thing, too, is like that's vulnerable to really, especially if your opinion's kind of crazy and you know it is. And you're like, fuck, I'm really taking this chance, you know? Mm-hmm. Everything in your brain is saying, like, protect yourself, don't say that, don't say, or say it nicer.
Yeah, there's just nothing that he's saying that I don't get it. It's like, why? It's regular observation.
Yeah.
We don't need you to say that. You know?
Yeah.
So why is it a joke?
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, I think for him, it seems like that's like some new comedy shit.
And Joe Rogan, too, I remember he said this on a podcast where he was having a conversation with Bob Saget. And he was telling Bob Saget about how back in the day when he was in comedy clubs, there are people who they were daytime comics, right? So they were an electrician and they read a book about how to do comedy. And yeah, they might get a few chuckles here and there, but they were so adamant that they're a comic. I'm like, bro, you're talking about your friend Brendan Schaub right now. You know? And I was like, you're literally talking about Brendan Schaub right now. Like, he's at that level.
Yeah.
But I guess maybe it's because of their friendship he doesn't see it, or I don't know.
I'm sure the way he probably looks at it is like, this is my homie and he's just starting comedy. I'm trying to help him.
He's starting out.
That's why I think he looks at it.
I feel like Joe Rogan was a good thing for him to set him off, but it's also some of the worst stuff because he is now hanging out with people at a high caliber. They expect that type of comedy out of him, and maybe that's why I expect that type of comedy out of him too.
That's probably exactly why.
But also, like, that's, if you're gonna learn, that's the best. Being around those people is the best way to learn. You know what I mean? Like, I think he was even talking about, I've heard him talk about Charlie Murphy being like, he started comedy like when he was famous and he had never done stand up, and Charlie Murphy would go out in front of live, like, full audiences and bomb. I've
been to a Charlie Murphy stand up and it was
right. Well, that was the thing, is because like you see him be funny on the Chappelle show and you're like, oh, this guy's got it. But like, that people don't understand, like, being funny on a show like that or in skits, it's different than stand up. Like, it's a different art form, you know, like it's a different skill. Like it takes.
And you know what, with Charlie Murphy too, like, rest in peace. Like, there's just one of my best memories on the Chappelle show. But
so good. I
saw him live, and it's like jokes that Ari Spears makes about him. But when he was doing stand up, I wasn't sure if he was trying to make me laugh or he was gonna beat me up. Like, it looked like he was gonna fuck somebody up.
Really?
So I was like, is he mad or is he making jokes?
Yeah.
Like, that's Charlie Murphy.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure if you guys look up some of his stand up too, that's the
yelling the whole time.
Not yelling. He just has a very intimidating vibe.
Yeah.
And so when he was doing stand up,
his eyes are always just like,
he's like, yeah, you know, he's like, yeah, back in the day, I was gonna fuck up this motherfucker. I'm like,
that's a really good Charlie Murphy. That's a really good Charlie Murphy, dude.
I was like, yo, where's the joke? And I'm sitting there, my ass is sweating, my fucking
just tripping balls.
Yeah, so he would just, I don't know, like, his stand-up wasn't my favorite, but he was a great storyteller.
He was, dude, no doubt about it. That dude's fucking funny.
Yeah.
But that's just another example of like a guy that he started at the top. You know what I mean? Like, he didn't go like the normal, go to open mics, grind it out for some years, blah, blah, blah. He started because he was already famous and funny, kind of like Kramer, who was already famous and he was like, I can do this, and then starts dropping N-bombs and gets fucking,
that's the worst story. He has the worst story.
That's another example of a dude that started, he was like already famous, funny, and was like, hey, let me just try this shit out, or like, let me get into this. But like, you're like, his bombing stories are way worse because there's that like you said, that expectation of like, this dude's supposed to be funny. What the fuck is this? Like when we bomb, it's like people
cares?
who they don't even know who the fuck you are.
Exactly.
So
Yeah.
they're like, like he bombed. Like,
They're
all
not
right, that was
expecting
whack,
anything.
but whatever.
Exactly.
And then we can kind of like slink away in the shadows and be like, I need to work on
figure
that
it
shit.
out after,
you know.
yeah.
But those dudes had to like figure it out in the light the whole fucking time.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Right?
I feel like the whole Joe Rogan push that he got was the best and worst thing that could happen to him. It was the best that he's going to make money because now he has a crowd.
Yeah.
But if he has aspirations of people considering him to be a great stand-up comic, he has a harder hill to push up now. It's just...
It's definitely a hard hill.
Yeah.
Yeah, no doubt about it. But I mean, hey, dude, if he's game and who knows, you know, 10 years from now, we might be like, Brendan Schaub figured it out.
Yeah.
I know he might
You know?
make me die laughing.
Exactly. So
Sounds like you want to
we'll see.
challenge Brendan Schaub to a fight. That's what it sounds
Is that
like.
true? Hey,
Yeah.
I know a guy that's organizing a fight.
Absolutely not, dude.
That's his matchup. It's Brendan fucking Schaub.
If I had to fight
so
Brandon
awesome.
Schaub, I would shit my pants. I remember when he knocked out fucking left leg funeral.
Oh yeah, Mirko Krokop.
Krokop. I cried. Krokop is my favorite fighter of all time.
He's the shit. I love Krokop.
And he knocked out Mirko Krokop. And I almost died. And then Gabriel Gonzaga knocked out Mirko Krokop.
Oh, that was
Dude,
such
do you
his
remember
ankle
that?
was all fucking
His hip. His fucking like hip broke off.
My back, lick my pussy and my crack. Yeah, dude. No, that shit was.
Oh,
People forget, they're like, oh, Brendan Schaub, he sucked. I was like, he was a top 10 heavyweight.
he was pretty good, bro.
He was
Like
pretty good.
he beat some good guys, but also like the times he lost, it was just like he just got outgunned. Like it was just like
There was
he
that
made a
gap.
mistake.
There was a
Those
couple
gaps.
losses he had too where he was like Nogueira. Like he was fucking Nogueira up.
Yeah.
Remember
And then he
Ben
got
Rothwell
excited.
too?
Yeah, he was rock. He had him
he
rocked.
fucked up Ben
And then
Rothwell.
he got excited and got caught. And
Yeah.
I was like, okay.
It's
well.
because he had good boxing. His hands were good. Yeah. But people forget that stuff. They're like, yeah, fuck. Brendan Schaub would fucking murder you, dude.
Oh,
he,
yeah,
he did a good
100%.
job of making people forget that like he was a murderer.
Yeah.
You know, but
Y'all must have forgot. You remember that Roy Jones song? I hope he comes out to that shit. Do you know
Oh,
Roy
that'd be
Jones made a rap song?
hilarious.
Y'all must. It always starts with y'all must have forgot. And it's like, I don't know how it goes. It's actually a dope ass song.
For a
He's
really
like,
long time.
I'm in the game with for all the pussy to come with it. That's one of the lines. I remember that was one of the lines. Being like, damn, Roy Jones.
That's the name of this episode right here.
I'm in the game for all the money
Is it
and
Roy
all the
Jones?
pussy to come with it. I was
Y'all
like,
must
Roy
have
Jones.
forgot.
Y'all
Video.
must have forgot.
That shit slaps.
Bro, come
You know
on.
who has the best song though? T. Woodley, baby.
Aye.
I'll beat your ass.
Hey.
I'll beat your ass.
He's gonna fight Colby Covington. Who do you think's gonna win? What's your prediction?
I'll tell you this. T. Woodley needs to win.
He needs to.
Alex was giving us some insight because when he was hanging,
In the world, whoever don't agree, you know what? I guess y'all must have forgot. When they stole my gold medal in soul career.
Is this a song?
Back in my whole career, 'cause y'all must have forgot.
he must have had more than one song.
I feel like I heard a remix of this version.
He's had more than one songs, right?
That is y'all must have forgot. Next up, Tyron Woodley's I'll beat your ass.
I'll beat your ass.
Tyron Woodley is literally the worst rapper that has ever existed on the face of the fucking earth.
I didn't listen to it.
You gotta look up
I'm
him
going to on the way
Sway
home.
in the Morning freestyle.
Oh, he did
no.
Sway in the Morning?
And he prefaced this. He goes,
no.
I'm not a rapper, so if y'all gonna clown me, just remember I'm gonna beat your ass. It's like that's when you know
That's
you
hilarious.
suck.
Wow.
He
Yikes.
just
Bro.
like got super off beat, started rambling some random words. He's like,
Oh,
yeah,
no.
cause we in the cut. I'm all okay, yeah. So
Wow.
I'm finna come here. Oh, don't stop with the fist out. Yup. I'm like,
For real,
yeah.
it was like that.
It was bad.
See, you know, bad comedy makes you cringe, but like bad freestyling or rapping on like a platform like
Hit up
Sway,
Tyron Wood. I guarantee
that
you.
makes me feel anxious.
Saw that meme. If he starts rapping in the ring, he's gonna put fucking Colby Covington in a world of hurt. Tap out by fucking bad music.
Wow.
I hope he beats Colby.
By the way, Ty Woodley, I'm a huge fan.
We'd love to have you on.
Hey, if you don't want to fight Brendan Schaub, I know a guy. We can match up you and Tyrone. With
His fight's in next Saturday, so yeah, he'll be freed up by
October
that.
23rd, he'll be all right.
Yeah.
Whatever, Tyron. I'll beat your.
Oh!
I'll beat your meat.
I'll beat your meat. I'll beat your meat.
Oh,
I'll
no.
beat your meat. I'll beat your meat.
I suck at
Remix.
rapping, but I'll beat your meat. That's what you'll say. That's the ultimate trump card. You win every time, dude.
Yep.
Bro, how about that Black Dot freestyle?
Black Dot. See, people.
Fucking, what was it? Funk Master? I don't even
Yeah,
know.
it
But
was
that shit was
Funk Master,
fucking.
Grandmaster, Funk Master Flex.
Funk Master-
Funk Master Flex.
Funk Master Flex.
Funk
Dude,
Master
that
Flex.
shit. I still listen to that sometimes. It gets me so pumped. That shit
Dog,
is so drastic.
People forget about how, or they just. I feel like he's not in the conversation of like lyricists and just
Black Dot's
MCs
a
in general.
beast.
He's like top 5, bro.
Well, since we're
All
talking
time.
about freestyle, you know how we at the end of this episode,
Dog,
right?
I'll beat
Oh,
your
no.
ass.
All right, Nick.
I'll
here we
beat
go.
your ass.
And let
Go.
me give you a royalty-free beat.
Hit him with it. Hit
I'm
him.
gonna do some smooth shit. We'll do what lo-fi hip hop just to give it.
So you put everyone to sleep?
Yeah, we're gonna do. I want you to do a lo-fi hip hop freestyle. Jazzy. Oh shit. Oh god, that's not it. That's Ray
Shadow Legends.
Yeah,
We're
fuck
talking,
these ads, by the way.
bro. They're getting more obnoxious.
They always
every
had like the
time.
ugliest dude on. He goes, "Have you guys ever heard of this gang before? It's amazing."
Yeah. You get all the game ones, huh?
Okay, Nick. Here we go.
Nicolas. That's a nice beat.
I'm feeling it.
Surprisingly, that was
I'm
nice.
feeling like
Yeah,
raindrops in the background. You know what I mean? Turn me
Okay.
up. Turn me up on the headset real quick.
Okay, here we go. It's all the way up.
A little more snare, please. A little more
Okay.
snare.
Oh.
What?
My name is Nick.
No.
My name is Nick.
There's no more. My name is Nick.
Okay.
Pat, give him a subject.
Talk about elephants, dude.
Elephants.
Elephants are my favorite animals. I have ears like my favorite.
If you don't fucking rap, we'll be here for another hour, dude. You
dude,
gotta do
we're gonna be here for another hour.
Pat, hit it. Give Pat a subject.
We're talking t-shirts.
T-shirts.
Oh, Pat's gonna kill it. Watch it. Fire.
No, actually, no. How about we're talking pink raw meat? Go ahead.
You already fucked it up, dude. Pink raw meat.
We're talking about
It's raw pink meat. Ain't talking about kabuki.
Oh.
Wanna go to the bathroom and take a little dookie.
Dog, that shit's fire, son.
dude.
Well, that wraps up this episode of the Genius Brain Podcast. Remember, raw pink meat ain't talking about kabuki.
Come on.
Go to the
Tremaine
toilet,
Tatum, baby.
and I take a big dookie.
Wow. Lyricist of our
Jermaine
generation.
Tatum.
Jermaine Tatum.
All day, baby.
Jermaine
I haven't talked to him in
Tatum.
years.
He
but
sounds like a boxer.
he
Yeah,
a
he
basketball
does.
player. Actually, we used to box with him. He was tall. He was like 6'6" in like fucking sophomore year, and it was so hard. Like, talk about range. Like, we were like, I was 5 foot trying to hit this dude. He would fucking crack me like Dalsim from across the room. He beat everybody's ass, dude.
Fire.
He was the shit
Fire.
though, and his lyrics were fire.
Raw pink meat ain't talking about kabuki.
Boom. Still say
Do
that.
her in the ass, stick it straight up in her booty.
Oh.
I do it quick because that's my duty. What next line, please?
My friend's David and he's a real big foodie. That's good. I don't get an off for that. That's good, bro. I came up with that on the top.
You should do stand up, bro. Because
feel
that's the exact sound of somebody who's bombing on stage.
Yeah, for us it is.
Just like us when we were kids.
I'm used to it. I think I can bomb pretty well. I'm probably the top 5 bomber.
Yeah, you're
It is.
good.
Well, guess what, guys? You can find Patrick T. Riley on Instagram and everything else like that. Who knows, man? Maybe Genius Brain might have to go on the road and get these fucking stand-up rust off the fucking
Wow.
screws and buckets. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
dude.
Screws and buckets.
I'm just making up random shit. That's what white
Hell
people say. We're getting the rust off the screws and buckets.
The fire's really affecting us right now.
Yes, it is. It's hurting
very
me.
smoky.
Patrick T. Riley, and you can find Nick Dunn at Nick the Ear. Find him for all of your goods and all of your toiletry needs.
Yep. All your Kirkland brand
All your
needs.
Kirkland brand stuff. He has siphoned away all the sanitary stuff from Kirkland, and he's selling it on the streets.
Yep. Screets out of the trunk of my Miata.
Yep. We'll see you all next time. Bye.